In our current era where the pace of life seems only to accelerate, many find themselves overwhelmed by the day-to-day challenges. Yet, a powerful philosophy from over 2 millennia ago offers us not just relief, but a path to a stronger, more focused existence. Control what you can, confront what you can't. Over the next 3 hours, join us as we journey through the core principles of Stoicism, uncovering the wisdom of ancient philosophers like Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus. We'll delve into how these teachings can be directly applied to modern life, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth and turmoil into tranquility. You'll learn to embrace change, cultivate inner strength, and approach life's unpredictabilities with a newfound clarity and calm. By the end of this session, you will not just understand Stoicism, you'll have practical tools to radically reshape your approach to life's adversities. Ready to redefine what you can control and let go of what you cannot? Let's embark on this transformative journey together. Are you prepared to turn life's obstacles into stepping stones? To convert daily stress into lasting serenity and uncertainty into well-rounded wisdom? Join us and let's start the clock on your 3 hours to transform your life with Stoicism. Let the transformation begin. One, being friendly with someone has an end date. In our fast-paced world where every interaction can feel transactional, the ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a profound lesson in the art of giving, how to be generous without harboring expectations. Today, I want to take you through a transformative journey that revolves around this timeless wisdom, exploring how you can apply it to enhance your life and the lives of those around you in just 3 hours. Let's start by considering the nature of generosity. Being generous is undeniably a noble trait. It enriches our lives and those of others. Yet, Stoicism teaches us a vital lesson about the limits of this virtue. It is wonderful to extend kindness with an open heart, but have you ever felt the sting of disappointment when the same level of kindness wasn't reciprocated? Life often shows us that the good deeds we perform today might be forgotten tomorrow. This isn't a reflection of our worth or the value of our actions, but rather a natural human tendency to forget and take for granted. Think about it this way. When you give something away, it's akin to planting a tree. You nurture it, hoping it will flourish and someday provide shade or fruit. However, just as nature faces storms and droughts, so too can the outcomes of our generosity be unpredictable. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, once advised, "Don't concern yourself with the fruits of your actions, just give attention to the action itself." The real question here is, can you enjoy the act of giving without clinging to the outcome? This mindset shields us from the pain of unmet expectations and cultivates emotional resilience, enabling us to continue offering kindness without feeling depleted or exploited. It doesn't mean we should harden our hearts, but rather find a balance. Consider your acts of kindness not as transactions, but as reflections of who you are. In doing so, we not only preserve our peace of mind, but also cultivate a form of generosity that is pure, self-sustaining, and deeply fulfilling. Stoicism doesn't instruct us to stop being kind. It teaches us to give freely but wisely, ensuring that our generosity enriches us regardless of others' reactions. Now, I ask you, how can you incorporate the Stoic principle of unconditional giving into your everyday life? Picture a scenario where you can extend a helping hand or show kindness without expecting anything in return. What steps can you take to ensure that your generosity remains a source of joy rather than a drain on your spirit? Reflect on these questions as you consider the broader implications of Stoic wisdom in your life. Each moment of kindness is an opportunity to practice the art of giving as the Stoics envisioned it, free from the burden of expectation and rich with intrinsic reward. How will you transform your approach to generosity using these ancient yet incredibly relevant teachings? Let's discuss this and find ways to apply it practically in our daily lives, ensuring that our acts of kindness are as enriching for us as they are for those around us. 2. Shouldn't set oneself on fire to keep others warm. You may have heard the saying, "Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm." This advice echoes the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, who cautioned against the pitfalls of excessive altruism. Imagine yourself as someone who never declines a request for help, constantly sacrificing your own needs for the sake of others. It's akin to giving away pieces of yourself until there's nothing left, leaving you depleted and alone when you find yourself in need. Kindness towards others is indeed virtuous, but self-kindness is crucial. Marcus consistently emphasized that our primary duty is to care for ourselves. Without this foundation, we cannot genuinely support others. Consider the tale of two gardeners living side by side. One gardener meticulously tended to their own plot, nurturing it with the right resources, which resulted in a lush and fruitful garden that not only brought them immense joy but also allowed them to share their bounty with neighbors. The other gardener, overly committed to assisting others with their gardens, neglected their own. Over time, their garden wilted, producing little and left them with scant resources, not just in gardening but in life. This story serves as a potent metaphor for our own lives. It begs the question, when you offer help, is it sustainable? Are you nurturing your own well-being by setting healthy boundaries, ensuring that you don't sacrifice your own needs in the process of aiding others? The Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of maintaining inner equilibrium and integrity while enhancing the lives of those around us. By ensuring our own cup is full, we are in a better position to pour out into the lives of others, creating a balanced and fulfilling existence for both ourselves and those we help. So, as you move through your day interacting with friends, family, or colleagues, remember to nurture your own garden first. In doing so, you cultivate a life that is not only self-sustaining, but also enriching and generous to others. This approach doesn't just apply to personal growth, but extends to every aspect of modern life. In the corporate world, for instance, a leader who prioritizes their well-being can make decisions with clarity and compassion, fostering a healthier work environment and promoting a culture of mutual respect and support. In personal relationships, maintaining your boundaries ensures that you engage with others authentically and wholeheartedly. So, what steps can you take today to ensure that you are not just existing but thriving? How can you apply this lesson to become more mindful of your needs while still being a source of strength for others? By embracing these Stoic principles, you are not just surviving, you are thriving, leading by example and empowering those around you to also find their balance. Remember, the true measure of our lives is not just in what we give, but also in how we give to ourselves. Let this be the lesson you carry forward. Nourish your own garden and you'll have more to give to the world around you. 3. There are no limits on received requests. In a world increasingly defined by instant gratification and self-centered ambitions, the profound teachings of Stoicism offer a refreshing counterbalance, emphasizing the importance of nurturing deep and meaningful relationships. As we dive into this exploration, it is vital to remember the sage advice of Marcus Aurelius, who reminded us that a man's job is to stand upright, not to be kept upright by others. This principle underscores the delicate dance between independence and interdependence that forms the bedrock of any lasting relationship. Reflecting on historical precedents, consider the extensive demands placed on royal attendants in the past, responsible for everything from dressing to maintaining the personal hygiene of their masters. Such examples highlight the extremes of dependency and serve as a cautionary tale for our personal lives. Stoicism doesn't advocate for a rejection of assistance but champions a balance that prevents us from losing our own identity in the service of others. The balance is crucial. It prevents the erosion of personal growth and self-reliance, critical components of any robust character. This balance was vividly illustrated in the touching narrative of a mother and her adult daughter residing in a quaint town. The mother, enveloped in love and good intentions, inadvertently stifled her daughter's development by overtaking her responsibilities. This pattern persisted until the mother's premature demise, which shockingly catalyzed the daughter's journey towards independence. This poignant story captures a fundamental Stoic lesson. Excessive help, even when well-intentioned, can hinder personal growth rather than fostering it. Seneca, another luminary in the Stoic tradition, wisely noted, "He who becomes your friend because of the benefit will also stop because of the benefit." His words echo through the ages, reminding us that the foundations of lasting relationships should not be transactional, but built on genuine understanding and mutual respect. True friendship and meaningful assistance should arise from our values, not our valuables. Applying these timeless principles to our contemporary lives, Stoicism teaches us to esteem ourselves not for our achievements or capabilities, but for our inherent worth. This perspective not only fosters self-respect, but also deepens our connections with others, enabling us to engage in acts of kindness that are both sincere and impactful. It encourages us to maintain a healthy self-regard and to establish boundaries that protect our well-being, ensuring that our acts of assistance are joyous and sustainable rather than draining. In the modern context where self-care often gets misconstrued as selfishness, it is important to remember that prioritizing our own needs is essential. It is not an act of self-indulgence, but a necessary measure to maintain our health and vitality, which in turn enables us to support others effectively and with integrity. As we cultivate these balanced relationships, we not only align more closely with our Stoic values, but also enhance our capacity to lead fulfilling and harmonious lives. Each interaction, each decision to help or be helped, is an opportunity to practice moderation and mindfulness, essential for personal growth and relationship building. By embracing these practices, we can navigate the complexities of modern relationships with grace and resilience, staying true to ourselves while enriching the lives of those around us. 4. Being seen and treated as weak. Stoicism isn't just a theoretical philosophy, it's a practical toolkit for leading a resilient life. In our fast-paced world, we often find ourselves overwhelmed by the demands and expectations of others, fearing that setting boundaries might paint us as uncooperative or unfriendly. Yet Stoicism teaches us about self-command and the strength found in inner resilience. By learning to assert ourselves, saying no when necessary, we cultivate not weakness but a fortress of dignity around our lives. Consider the irony in always going the extra mile. While initially seen as a strength, this behavior can paradoxically render us perceived as weak. Without clear boundaries, our kindness becomes a beacon for those looking to exploit our generosity, trapping us in a draining cycle of overextension and underappreciation. But what happens when we start to set limits firmly? Our availability decreases, making our yes more valuable, and our assertiveness teaches others to respect our time and energy. Seneca, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, encapsulates this wisdom perfectly. What you think of yourself is much more important than what others think of you. This principle isn't just about self-perception, it's about crafting a life that others respect. By imposing boundaries, we not only safeguard our mental and emotional health, but also command respect from those around us. Remember, the power of the word no cannot be overstated. It communicates self-value and demands respect from others, altering the dynamics of our relationships. Embrace this mantra, see the transformation in your interactions, and you'll notice a newfound respect rooted in self-worth and dignity. However, the challenge lies in changing old habits. Being perpetually available might make you the go-to person for problems, but often leaves you behind during celebrations. Have you ever felt like a perpetual outsider, always the helper but never the guest of honor? This painful realization can sharpen our understanding of genuine connections versus those merely seeking advantage. By wisely choosing where to invest our time and energy, we perform a Stoic exercise in valuing relationships. Did you know that establishing boundaries not only enhances our happiness, but also enriches our interactions? It's a strange but true psychological phenomenon that people respect us more when we are bold enough to say no. This counterintuitive effect underscores how self-respect transforms relationships and highlights the critical nature of careful engagement. Through Stoicism, we prevent burnout and foster relationships that are genuinely reciprocal. Now imagine navigating a week where you implement this Stoic wisdom. Start saying no to requests that overextend your resources. What changes do you observe in your stress levels and in how others perceive you? This practice isn't about closing doors, but opening up to a life where respect and self-care lead the way. To conclude, setting boundaries is not merely a self-care tactic, it is a profound strategy that enhances personal happiness and relationship quality. By asserting our needs and limiting our availability, we do not show weakness. Instead, we highlight our self-respect and teach others to value our contributions, ensuring that our relationships are as fulfilling for us as they are for those we choose to help. How will you apply this lesson today to transform your life? Embrace the Stoic practice of self-respect, your path to a more balanced and respected existence. 5. Detach from desire to achieve freedom. In our exploration of Stoicism today, we delve into the profound concept of detachment from desire to unearth the true essence of freedom. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy steeped in wisdom, teaches us that liberation arises when we free ourselves from the shackles of material desires and the outcomes we chase. This freeing process helps us achieve a state of peace and satisfaction that is often elusive in our modern lives. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once declared, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Imagine the freedom that comes when we stop obsessing over things we can't influence. How might this change the way you approach your daily challenges? Let's consider someone you might know, perhaps a friend, or even yourself, who is relentlessly pursuing a specific career milestone. This fixation, while seemingly goal-oriented, could actually be a source of significant stress and potential disillusionment if those goals remain unmet. Now, why do you think such an attachment leads to dissatisfaction? Stoicism invites us to consider the virtue of focusing on our efforts rather than the outcomes. By doing so, we cultivate a peace of mind that remains stable, regardless of whether our external circumstances swing in our favor. To begin integrating this Stoic principle into your life, start by reflecting on the areas where desire might be steering your decisions and emotions. Are there possessions or accolades you find yourself fixated on? How does this fixation affect your emotional well-being? Gradually shift your perspective toward appreciating what you currently possess and finding joy in the present moment. This mental shift is not about abandoning ambition, but rather about reorienting how we perceive success and satisfaction. By valuing what we have and focusing on what we can control, our actions and responses, we align more closely with the Stoic goal of inner peace and freedom from the tyranny of uncontrollable external circumstances. As you contemplate these ideas, consider the words of Marcus Aurelius, another monumental figure in Stoicism, who said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." How does this perspective resonate with your current life situation? Can you identify moments when recognizing the limits of your control might have provided you with strength and peace? Through our discussion today, we've explored the liberating power of detaching from desires. This journey towards Stoic freedom is not just about theoretical understanding, but practical application. So, what are the desires you could start letting go of today to move closer to true freedom? As we wrap up, reflect on this and consider how a shift towards Stoicism could transform not just moments, but your entire life philosophy. Remember, in the pursuit of freedom, the path we choose is as important as the destination we aim for. What step will you take today on this path of philosophical enlightenment and personal growth? 6. Embrace discomfort to foster resilience. "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body," remarked Seneca, a revered Stoic philosopher. This profound assertion lays the groundwork for understanding how embracing discomfort can significantly bolster resilience, not just individually but also in our relationships. The concept of facing challenges head-on, whether it be in tackling demanding projects, engaging in candid conversations, or adopting unfamiliar habits, is pivotal in cultivating a robust and serene mindset that is crucial in nurturing relationships. When we delve into the Stoic practice of stepping out of our comfort zones, it becomes apparent that these actions are not merely exercises in enduring hardship but are indeed transformative experiences that enhance our inner strength and resilience. Consider the metaphor of a tree. Just as it gains strength from resisting the fierce winds, so too do we fortify our character and relationship dynamics by willingly confronting difficulties. By applying this attitude, each step out of your comfort zone becomes not just an act of bravery but an act of love. Love for your partner, love for the relationship, and love for the growth you are fostering together. In our fast-paced modern world, the Stoic teaching of embracing discomfort serves as a powerful guide to bettering not only our own lives, but also the lives of those around us. As we strive to integrate these lessons into our daily lives, we can transform our approach to relationship challenges from one of avoidance to one of engagement and growth, thereby deepening our connections and enhancing our resilience. In conclusion, let us carry forward this mindset of embracing discomfort, not as a temporary hardship but as a path to lasting strength and relationship fulfillment. By aligning with Stoic principles, we build not only a resilient spirit, but also a foundation for enduring, enriching partnerships that can weather any storm. 7. Reflect daily to cultivate wisdom. In the practice of Stoicism, daily reflection stands as a cornerstone, a transformative tool for self-improvement and the cultivation of wisdom. Marcus Aurelius, in his introspective work Meditations, exemplifies this through his personal writings. He shows us that reflecting on our thoughts, actions, and daily lessons can foster a profound self-awareness and lead to a life of virtue. This process of nightly reflection is not merely a ritual, but a deep examination of one's day-to-day existence. The philosopher reflects, recognizing moments when patience could have enhanced an interaction or generosity could have eased a burden. By resolving to embody these virtues more fully in future encounters, he aligns his actions more closely with his values. Consider integrating this practice into your own routine by setting aside a few minutes each evening to ponder your day. What lessons did the day bring? In what ways could you have responded better? How can you apply Stoic wisdom more effectively tomorrow? This habitual introspection not only nurtures a mindful approach to life, but also encourages ongoing personal growth and alignment with Stoic virtues. Stoicism teaches us about self-command and the resilience that comes from within. To build this inner fortress, we learn to establish clear boundaries, a crucial aspect of maintaining our personal space and dignity. Ironically, consistently going the extra mile for others can sometimes lead to perceptions of weakness. Without clear boundaries, we become vulnerable to exploitation by those who might mistake kindness for a weakness to be exploited. This cycle of overextension can leave us feeling unappreciated and drained. However, a shift occurs when we begin to assertively say no. This assertion helps us manage who demands our time and energy, ensuring respect from others. Seneca's words ring true here. What you think of yourself is much more important than what others think of you. By setting limits and practicing self-discipline, we not only safeguard our mental and emotional well-being, but also command respect from those around us. The power of no can redefine your relationships, instilling a mutual respect based on self-worth and dignity. The challenges of this implementation are tangible. Being perpetually available often attracts those in need, sidelining our own needs during times of celebration or leisure. It's a painful realization that helps distinguish between genuine connections and opportunistic associations. Being selective about where and with whom we invest our time and energy is a Stoic practice that underscores the true value of relationships. Did you know that setting boundaries is a vital Stoic principle that enhances both personal happiness and the quality of our relationships? People often show greater respect for those who are strong enough to refuse undue demands. This counterintuitive effect highlights how self-respect can transform our interactions and underscores the importance of vigilance in our relationships. Stoic wisdom not only prevents you from burnout but also fosters relationships that are truly reciprocal and enriching. As you reflect on these principles tonight, ask yourself, how can I apply this wisdom to improve not just my interactions, but my inner resilience. This introspective journey is not just about self-improvement. It's about transforming our entire approach to life, fostering relationships that honor our values, and engaging with the world in a meaningful, deliberate way. Remember, the path of Stoicism is not about withdrawal from the world, but about engaging with it more profoundly and sincerely. How do you can protect yourself from being exploited by others and become stoic? Give this video a thumbs up and comment number 1 if you've found something valuable so far. Next, we're diving into how you can protect yourself from being exploited by others and shield yourself from the pitfalls of excessive kindness. First, get over your fear of saying no. Let's start by addressing a common hurdle, the fear of saying no. Have you ever wondered why rejecting requests can feel so daunting? This heaviness often stems from childhood lessons that equated niceness with compliance, intertwined with a fear of rejection. We grow up believing our value hinges on constant acceptance by others. However, Stoicism challenges us to dismantle these ingrained beliefs. It champions the exercise of free will over living, a life shaped by past conditioning. As adults, we possess the autonomy to redefine our interactions. The fears instilled in us as children need not govern our choices anymore. Stoicism equips us with the mental tools to scrutinize our emotions and discern their origins, empowering us to navigate life's hurdles without being swayed by old habits. Asserting boundaries by saying no to demands that compromise our well-being or fairness is not merely about confronting old fears. It's a profound expression of self-respect and autonomy. Yet, it's crucial to temper our assertiveness with emotional intelligence and empathy. Stoicism doesn't advocate for selfishness or isolation. Rather, it underscores the significance of contributing positively to our community and the lives around us. The philosophy advises us to strike a balance, offering help and support without jeopardizing our health. Such discernment requires emotional intelligence, which guides us in understanding when and how to assist others beneficially, for them and for us. Authentic Stoic wisdom manifests in recognizing the true needs of others while respecting our own boundaries. It ensures that our acts of kindness are not only disciplined but also compassionate and understanding, fostering a community where mutual respect and support thrive. Now consider Sarah, a project manager, who often stayed late to help her team with their tasks. Initially, it felt good to be needed, but over time, this generosity began affecting her well-being. By applying Stoic principles, Sarah learned to evaluate which requests truly merited her time. She started setting clear boundaries, which not only improved her life but also empowered her team to develop their problem-solving skills. Her story exemplifies how Stoicism isn't about saying no for the sake of it, but about making thoughtful choices that enhance our lives and those of others. So what does this mean for you? Next time you're faced with a request, take a moment to assess its impact on your well-being. Ask yourself, is this request fair? Will it add undue stress to my life? Your answers will guide your decisions, enabling you to maintain healthy relationships and a fulfilling life. Embracing Stoicism means understanding that you have the power to say no, to make decisions that protect your mental and physical health, and to interact with others in ways that are beneficial and respectful. By cultivating a balanced approach to kindness and assertiveness, you not only safeguard your well-being but also contribute to a healthier, more empathetic society. How to become Stoic? How will you apply these lessons to transform your life starting today? Second tip, pay attention to how you feel. Have you ever stopped to consider how your emotions and reactions shape your interactions, especially when you're being generous with your time and energy? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, teaches us to cultivate introspection and mindfulness, which is crucial when navigating relationships where we might feel undervalued or taken advantage of. As you embark on your Stoic journey, it's essential to observe not only your thoughts, but also your emotional responses. How does helping others make you feel? Ideally, acts of kindness should uplift us, much like the way clouds floating in the sky seem to lighten the blue expanse. Marcus Aurelius, a revered Stoic philosopher, once remarked, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." This wisdom is particularly relevant when considering our emotional responses to being altruistic. Do you feel a sense of joy and fulfillment, or do your efforts leave you feeling drained and resentful? It's not uncommon to experience negative feelings such as exhaustion, irritation, or even a sense of being exploited when our kindness is not reciprocated or appreciated. These emotions are signals, urging us to reevaluate our boundaries and possibly recalibrate our willingness to give without reservation. Reflecting on why we feel a certain way when extending kindness can be a transformative exercise. Ask yourself, does the act of giving enhance your inner peace, or does it compromise your tranquility? If you find that your generosity is leading to stress and discomfort, it might be time to consider setting healthier boundaries. Acknowledging and addressing these feelings isn't an act of selfishness. Rather, it's an act of courage and self-care. Seneca, another Stoic luminary, advised, "If you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you're needing is not to be in a different place, but to be a different person." How can you apply this Stoic insight to ensure that your kindness remains a source of joy and not a wellspring of sorrow? It begins by being honest with yourself about your emotions and the impact of your actions on your well-being. This self-awareness is the foundation of mental resilience, allowing you to offer help without harming yourself in the process. So, I invite you to ponder this. When was the last time you felt truly at peace with your acts of generosity? Could your feelings of fatigue or irritation be a sign that it's time to draw a line? This exploration of our emotional landscape is not just about protecting ourselves. It's also about nurturing genuine, reciprocal relationships that enrich our lives and the lives of others. By being mindful of our feelings and adjusting our actions accordingly, we align more closely with Stoic principles, fostering a life of harmony and contentment. Remember, the goal of Stoicism is not to harden our hearts, but to fortify our inner peace, enabling us to engage with the world in a meaningful and sustainable way. Let's continue to reflect on these teachings, ensuring that our journey through life remains as enriching as it is enlightened. The third tip: to put yourself first in the most obscure fields. In our bustling world where demands crowd every moment and personal boundaries are too often breached, there's a profound truth that stands as a sentinel for well-being. Putting oneself first is not merely a luxury but a necessity. This notion, deeply embedded in Stoic philosophy, reverberates with timeless relevance, especially for men navigating the complex dynamics of midlife. The Stoics taught that mastery of self is the highest form of power. Epictetus, a luminary in Stoic thought, once stated, "No man is free who is not master of himself." In an age where external demands are incessant, this ancient wisdom beckons us to prioritize our own health and well-being. It's all too common for individuals to ascend to heights of career and social mastery, only to neglect the very engine of their accomplishments, their health. Self-care, therefore, isn't just a practice but a discipline mirroring the Stoic virtues of self-control and esteem. Consider the act of self-preservation as essential as the food we eat and the air we breathe. It's about recognizing your presence, asserting your needs, and making them paramount. This approach demands full engagement and self-acceptance, urging one to forgive past mistake and view each new day as a blank canvas ripe for Stoic renewal. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic sage, offers sage advice. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Choosing activities that solely bring joy might seem a trivial indulgence, yet this is a fundamental expression of self-love. It's about using time judiciously, not just to indulge in pleasure, but to cultivate a sanctuary for personal growth and well-being. In setting these boundaries, we must not feel guilty for denying others intrusions into this sacred space. While it's noble to assist others, Clarifying that your own recuperation must come first is crucial. This stance isn't selfish, but rather a strategic choice to ensure that one's ability to give does not come at the expense of one's own health. The modern Stoic man understands that to truly thrive and not merely survive, embracing these practices is essential. By affirming one's value and insisting on space for personal restoration, one guards against being used by others' demands and expectations. The challenge then is not just in setting boundaries, but in maintaining them with the clarity and conviction that this is not just for one's good, but for the good of all those we interact with. Thus, the call to action is clear. Prioritize self-care, embrace personal growth, and live with the intentionality of a Stoic. In doing so, you safeguard your well-being, ensuring you have the resources to face life's challenges with resilience and strength. Remember, the best way to be useful to others is first to be strong for oneself. As we navigate the ebbs and flows of life, let us anchor ourselves with the wisdom of Stoicism and turn our personal journey into a beacon of self-sufficiency and tranquility. Fourth, figure out who will take the risk. Navigating the complexities of human relationships can often feel like treading a delicate balance between generosity and self-preservation. Stoicism, with its rich tradition of cultivating virtues like self-discipline and discernment, offers profound insights into managing these dynamics without compromising our own well-being. Imagine you're constantly extending yourself, giving time, attention, and resources to others. While nurturing, this can also lead to exhaustion and depletion if we're not careful. Stoicism doesn't merely teach us to stiffen our upper lips and bear it. Rather, it emphasizes the importance of inner strength and the understanding that change is a personal endeavor that can only be unlocked from within. It's a common misconception that we can transform others by sheer kindness or accommodation. True change, however, is a journey that begins with our own willpower and not reliant on external influences. This philosophy advocates for neither cold-heartedness nor blind altruism, but champions a balanced approach to relationships. Consider the story of Jamie, a devoted community volunteer whose experiences embody this struggle for balance. Jamie was known for her unwavering generosity, always the first to offer help. Yet over time, she noticed a pattern where more was being asked of her, and less was being reciprocated. It drained her not just emotionally but also affected her ability to pursue her own goals and happiness. Through Stoicism, Jamie learned to establish boundaries and recognized that true relationships should foster growth mutually, not at her expense. Her story reflects a vital Stoic lesson. It is essential to protect our own energy and resources to maintain our well-being while helping others. In this perpetual dance of give and take, being overly generous might leave us feeling empty, while excessive withholding can isolate us. Stoicism instructs us to wield our kindness wisely, ensuring that our deeds of generosity do not exhaust our spirits. It teaches us the significance of balance, giving without jeopardizing our own growth or happiness. Seneca, the renowned Stoic philosopher, eloquently captured this sentiment when he said, "Kindness is a treasure. A benefit should be kept like a buried treasure, to be unearthed only in case of necessity." His words encourage us to be strategically kind, maintaining the readiness to assist others while also preserving the sacred bond that connects all human beings. This balance is not only prudent, but essential, ensuring that our acts of kindness are both meaningful and sustainable. Now let's pause for a moment. How do you currently manage the balance between helping others and taking care of yourself? This question isn't just rhetorical, it's a call to introspection, encouraging you to evaluate your own experiences and perhaps adjust your approach in light of Stoic wisdom. As we conclude, remember that Stoicism doesn't ask us to turn away from generosity. Instead, it urges us to harmonize our impulses with practical wisdom, protecting our own energies while fostering healthy, reciprocal relationships. Embrace this Stoic balance and transform not just your life, but also the lives of those around you in profound and positive ways. Fifth, Cultivate clear communication. Stoicism, with its rich historical roots, champions the art of expressing oneself lucidly and honestly. As the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once advised, first learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak. This is more than mere rhetoric. It's a call to action for all of us striving to live a Stoic life. By articulating our thoughts and emotions with precision, we set a clear boundary that is understandable to others. This clarity in our communication helps prevent others from misinterpreting our intentions or exploiting ambiguities in our words. Why is straightforwardness so vital, you might wonder? Stoicism teaches us the value of directness in our dealings. Avoiding manipulation or passive-aggressive tendencies is not just about being honest with others, but also with ourselves. When we communicate clearly, we eliminate the shadows where misunderstandings and deceit might lurk. Think about it. How often have you found yourself in an uncomfortable situation simply because your words were misinterpreted? By practicing clear communication, we uphold the Stoic principle of straightforwardness and prevent these misunderstandings. This approach not only helps in maintaining personal integrity but also fortifies us against being taken advantage of by those who might twist our words for their ends. The question then arises, how can we ensure that our communication is clear and direct? The answer lies in constantly refining how we express our boundaries and ensuring they are understood without ambiguity. As Marcus Aurelius, another pillar of Stoic philosophy, beautifully put it, "Be plain in your speech, and you will be understood." As we adopt this practice, let's reflect on how well we convey our intentions. Are our words clear enough that there's no room for misinterpretation? Or do we leave too much unsaid, open to being misconstrued by others? Engaging in clear communication is not merely about being understood. It's about fostering healthier relationships and creating a space where honesty prevails. This transformation in how we express ourselves can lead to significant changes in our interactions and our inner peace. After all, when there's no room for misunderstanding, there's less room for conflict. So I invite you to think about this. In what areas of your life could clearer communication make a difference? How might your relationships improve if you expressed your boundaries more directly? As we conclude today's journey into the Stoic practice of clear communication, remember that each word we choose is a brick in the foundation of our character. By being deliberate and precise in our speech, we not only protect ourselves from being misunderstood or manipulated, but also contribute to a more truthful world. Let's carry this wisdom into our daily interactions and observe the profound impact it can have on our lives. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll explore another fundamental Stoic principle to guide us through the modern hustle. Thank you for joining me today on Stoic in Your Life. Together, we are rediscovering the strength and serenity that Stoicism brings into our lives, one word at a time. Until next time, reflect, communicate clearly, and live stoically. 6th, foster self-reliance. In today's fast-paced world where interactions are frequent and often superficial, the importance of fostering self-reliance cannot be overstated, especially for men navigating the complexities of middle age. This concept of self-reliance is deeply embedded in Stoic philosophy, which teaches that true empowerment comes from within. As Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Stoicism promotes self-reliance as a crucial shield against exploitation. It's a philosophy that encourages us to cultivate our inner resources, thus minimizing our dependency on others, which, in turn, reduces the risk of being used. By developing emotional, financial, and decision-making independence, one establishes a foundation of self-sufficiency that not only wards off potential manipulators, but also enhances personal peace and satisfaction. To enhance personal independence, begin by setting clear, achievable personal goals. These goals should be stepping stones towards larger aspirations, tailored to foster growth in areas where you feel most dependent on others. Additionally, Learning new skills is a practical step that broadens one's abilities and boosts confidence. Whether it's acquiring financial literacy to manage your finances better or mastering a new hobby, each new skill reduces reliance on external sources for fulfillment and advice. Moreover, effective financial management is pivotal. It involves creating a budget, saving diligently, and investing wisely. These practices ensure financial security, which is often the bedrock of independence. As Benjamin Franklin said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. This is particularly true when that knowledge leads to financial autonomy. Connecting these elements of Stoic self-reliance to modern life isn't just about personal gain. It's about creating a robust, resilient spirit that thrives in any circumstance. In our daily lives, whether at work, in relationships, or during solitary moments of reflection, the strength gained from self-reliance acts as a beacon that guides us through challenging times and complex interactions. Remember, the journey to self-reliance is ongoing and dynamic. It requires constant effort and mindfulness, reflecting the Stoic belief in continual self-improvement. As you cultivate your inner resources, remember that every step towards independence is a step away from vulnerability. In the grand tapestry of life, those who weave their own threads are often the ones who wear the most resilient cloaks. Thus, take these teachings to heart, apply them diligently, and watch as you transform not just your own life, but potentially the lives of those around you through the profound power of a Stoic and self-reliant example. 7th, assess motivations of others. Think about the last time someone asked you for a favor. Did you stop to consider why they came to you or what they hoped to gain? In our daily interactions, it's easy to overlook these questions, yet the answers are key to protecting our interests and maintaining authentic relationships. To navigate this complex landscape, we need to become adept at distinguishing between genuine needs and exploitative demands. Let me share a story that illustrates this point vividly. Imagine a young entrepreneur, Alex, who recently started a business. Alex was approached by an old friend, Yamia, who expressed a keen interest in the venture. Initially, Jamie offered help and seemed to share Alex's vision. However, as their interactions progressed, Alex noticed that Jamie's suggestions increasingly favored personal gain rather than the good of the company. This realization came into sharp focus when Jamie pushed for changes that would have compromised the business's ethics for a quick profit. By evaluating Jamie's actions and underlying motives, Alex was able to make a crucial decision to part ways, thus protecting the business from potential harm. Now, how can you apply this in your own life? Start by critically assessing each relationship and interaction. When someone makes a request or takes an action that affects you, ask yourself, what are they hoping to achieve? Are their actions aligned with mutual benefit or skewed towards their own interests? Here are some strategies to help you do this effectively. 1. Reflect on past interactions. Look for patterns in someone's behavior that might hint at their deeper intentions. 2. Seek second opinions. Sometimes an outside perspective can provide clarity on a situation that feels uncertain. 3. Set boundaries. When you suspect that someone's motives might not align with your values, it's important to establish firm limits to protect yourself. By employing these strategies, you'll not only safeguard your well-being, but also cultivate relationships that are truly reciprocal and respectful. Now, why is this important? In a world where we're constantly interacting with others both online and offline, being able to discern true intentions is invaluable. It enables us to make informed decisions about whom to trust and how deeply to engage with them. This skill is especially pertinent in the modern digital age, where our interactions can be as fleeting as they are frequent. So, as you move forward, keep these thoughts in mind. How will you ensure that your relationships are beneficial and genuine? What steps will you take to protect your interests while fostering healthy, balanced interactions? Remember, the goal is not to foster suspicion, but to cultivate a healthy, realistic understanding of human motivations. This awareness will serve as your shield, enabling you to navigate through life's interactions more wisely and with greater resilience. And isn't that, after all, what being a Stoic is all about? Equipping yourself with the knowledge and tools to lead a harmonious and principled life? 8th, embrace minimalism. Embracing minimalism is a profound Stoic principle that offers more than just an aesthetic or lifestyle choice. It's a path to personal liberation and resilience. When you choose to live minimally, aligning your life with only what is necessary and stripping away excess, you cultivate a life that's not just simpler, but also significantly shielded against being manipulated by others. Now, why is this important? In a world brimming with advertisements and societal pressures that constantly tell us to want more, to be more, and to consume more, how do you remain unaffected? How do you stand firm in your values when others promise the moon, only to deliver so little? By reducing your needs and desires, you essentially fortify your life against these external pressures. Consider the words of Epictetus, a Greek Stoic philosopher who said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." When you disregard the excess, the things beyond your control, you focus solely on what truly matters, your virtues, your actions, and your responses. This focus not only simplifies your life, but also deeply protects you from being exploited. People often use the promise of more goods, more prestige, more approval, as leverage. They play on the desires they encourage you to foster. But what happens when you no longer crave these additions? Imagine living a life where the promise of material goods doesn't sway you, where your self-worth isn't tied to the latest gadget, fashion trend, or even the number of likes on social media. What kind of freedom would that bring? How might your relationships change if they were based on mutual respect and genuine connection, rather than on what one can extract from the other? This minimalist approach doesn't just minimize your physical belongings, but minimizes the power others can wield over you. So let's delve a bit deeper. What does embracing minimalism look like for you? Is it decluttering your home, or is it perhaps a more profound decluttering of desires and societal expectations? How do you determine what is truly necessary for a fulfilling life and what is merely excess baggage that distracts and detracts from your core values? Now, as you ponder these questions, think about the last time you felt pressured into wanting something that deep down you knew was unnecessary. What was driving that desire? Was it an inner need or an external pressure? Reflecting on these moments can be illuminating and empowering, helping you to build a life that truly reflects your values. Remember, the journey toward minimalism and the Stoic lifestyle isn't about deprivation. It's about discerning what genuinely enriches your life. It's a choice to prioritize what's essential, shedding the non-essential that crowds our lives and clouds our judgments. Seneca, another Stoic heavyweight, beautifully encapsulated this when he said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." So as we navigate through this discussion, ask yourself, what are the essentials that support my peace, happiness, and virtue? And what are the trappings of excess that threaten to undermine them? Engage with these thoughts, discuss them in your circles, and see how a minimalist approach might just transform your life. By embracing minimalism, you're not just protecting yourself from being used, you're stepping into a life of purposeful contentment. Let's explore this idea together. And may you find the serenity and strength that come from living a life aligned with Stoic wisdom. 9th, practice wise selection of companions. Navigating the complexities of human relationships is essential, particularly as we look to foster connections that enrich rather than deplete us. Today I delve into the profound importance of practicing wise selection of companions, a principle cherished by the Stoics and deeply relevant in our contemporary hustle. The Stoics, with their keen understanding of human nature, emphasize the company one keeps as pivotal to personal growth and well-being. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials, noted Seneca, a Stoic philosopher. This analogy beautifully captures the essence of choosing companions, not as mere supporters in prosperity, but as catalysts for personal refinement and moral rigor. When considering the fabric of our social circles, it's imperative to weave relationships with individuals who mirror our values and encourage our growth, rather than those seeking to exploit our generosity or kindness. This discernment in friendship is not about elitism. It's about aligning with those who fortify our strengths and buffer our weaknesses. As Marcus Aurelius advised, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. This counsel serves as a cornerstone in selecting companions who not only share our principles, but also strive towards embodying them. However, the task of identifying such individuals requires more than surface-level judgment. It necessitates a deep dive into the character and intentions of those we choose to allow into our lives. Look for traits of honesty, loyalty, and wisdom, qualities that, when reciprocated, form the bedrock of lasting and nurturing relationships. Aristotle once said, "Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow, ripening fruit." This reminds us that true companionship is cultivated over time through shared experiences and mutual respect. In our modern age, where interactions can often be superficial and motives obscured, applying these Stoic principles becomes even more crucial. It's about finding balance in relationships where both parties are equally invested in the betterment of each other. This balance prevents one from falling into relationships where the scale is tipped towards being used or exploited. To fortify these bonds, engage in activities that reflect your shared values. Whether it's volunteering, studying philosophy, or simply spending time in nature, these experiences not only deepen your connections, but also reinforce the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation. In conclusion, as you navigate through life's vast ocean, let the compass of Stoic wisdom guide you in selecting companions who not only reflect your values but also challenge you to evolve. Associate with people who are likely to improve you, Seneca advised. Welcome those who bring texture to your soul and whose presence encourages you to manifest your highest self. In doing so, you shield yourself from the detrimental impact of being used and instead cultivate relationships that are genuinely reciprocal and enriching. 10th, regular self-reflection. Regular self-reflection stands as a cornerstone in the Stoic journey towards safeguarding oneself from being exploited by others. It's essential, then, that we embrace this practice with the dedication it deserves, making it a habitual part of our routine. Let me guide you through how integrating self-reflection into your daily life can not only protect you but also foster profound personal growth and a stronger adherence to Stoic principles. When you regularly take the time to evaluate your actions, decisions, and their consequences, you develop a keen awareness of your interactions. This isn't just about checking off a list. It's about deeply understanding your motives, your responses, and how they align with your values. Consider, for a moment, the story of Alex, a committed employee who often stayed late at work to help colleagues with their projects. Over time, Alex felt drained, realizing that his willingness to help was being taken advantage of. It was only through self-reflection that he recognized the need to set firmer boundaries. By reassessing his priorities and the outcomes of his generosity, Alex was able to reclaim his time and invest it in pursuits that were more aligned with his personal and professional growth. This practice of self-reflection is not about isolation or withdrawal, but about achieving clarity on what truly matters. How often do you find yourself agreeing to tasks that don't benefit you or even harm your well-being, simply because you haven't taken the time to reflect on your own limits and values? Engaging in this introspective practice allows you to identify when you're compromising too much of yourself or when you're perhaps allowing others to impose their will upon you. It serves as a protective barrier, ensuring that your generosity or cooperation is not mistaken for acquiescence. Now, ask yourself, when was the last time I truly reflected on my actions and their impacts? This question isn't just rhetorical. It invites you to think deeply about how frequently you engage in self-reflection. Stoicism teaches us that wisdom comes from within, from understanding ourselves and our place in the world. By making self-reflection a regular part of your life, you not only avoid being used by others, but also enhance your ability to live in true alignment with Stoic virtues such as justice, courage, moderation, and wisdom. As we wrap up, remember that the practice of self-reflection is a powerful tool in your Stoic arsenal to maintain autonomy and integrity. It's about asking the hard questions, facing the sometimes uncomfortable truths, and making adjustments that align more closely with your core beliefs. Through this, you not only prevent yourself from being manipulated or used by others, but also chart a path of continuous personal growth and self-mastery. Embrace this practice and watch as it transforms not just individual moments, but the entire trajectory of your life. By integrating regular self-reflection into your life, you're not just protecting yourself, you're taking a profound step towards living a more fulfilled and principled life. This is the true value of Stoicism, and it's how you can transform your life in ways you might have never imagined. The power of your mind and the master of your thoughts. Next, we delve into an underutilized power that can revolutionize your everyday experiences: the power of your mind. Guided by the ageless wisdom of Stoicism, we will explore effective strategies for mastering your mind in a world that often seems uncontrollable. Marcus Aurelius, a beacon of Stoic philosophy, once proclaimed, "You have power over your mind, not over outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Together, we will dissect and apply these profound words to build mental fortitude and navigate the complexities of modern life. Are you ready to transform your mental landscape? Let's embark on this enlightening journey. 1. Don't care what other people think. Pay attention to your mind instead. Mastering your mind and becoming the master of your thoughts is not just about self-improvement, it's about transformation. As you embark on this 3-hour journey with the principles of Stoicism, remember that the ultimate power lies within your own mind, not in the perceptions of others. Let's delve deep into this empowering philosophy and discover how you can transform your life by simply shifting where you direct your attention. The essence of controlling your mind begins with the release of concern over how others perceive you. When you detach from the external noise and tune into your own mental clarity, you embark on a path of profound self-discovery. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, elegantly encapsulated this idea when he suggested, "Imagine a world where any criticism or unasked opinion about the choices you make is ground out by the sound of your own self-awareness." This visualization isn't about constructing barriers around your ego, but about nurturing a garden in your mind. Here, your personal values and beliefs nourish your thoughts, rather than being trampled by the judgments of others. Achieving mastery over your mind necessitates shedding these external influences, enabling your authentic self to flourish unimpeded by the need for external validation. Take, for instance, the story of a young artist whose promising talent was stifled by his dread of judgment. Each stroke of his brush was shadowed by anxiety about others' opinions until he encountered Stoicism. Gradually, he learned to value his self-assessment above external criticism, discovering that such critiques were merely ripples on the vast ocean of his self-confidence. As he focused inward, his art transformed into a genuine expression of his inner self, unmarred by the fear of judgment. His journey illustrates how inward focus can initiate profound change and where true mastery of the mind can be discovered. However, this journey is not devoid of challenges. It demands constant vigilance against the allure of seeking approval. This discipline is the pathway to true freedom. Stoic philosophy teaches us to concentrate on our inner selves rather than external circumstances. By focusing on your own mind, you are practicing one of Stoicism's core principles. Furthermore, celebrating your capacity for judgment, resilience, and personal growth represents another facet of mastering your mind. Stoicism isn't merely an ancient philosophy. It's a vibrant, applicable approach to living with serenity and strength today. It encourages you to build emotional resilience by fostering a robust internal dialogue that emphasizes personal accountability and growth. Now think about this. How often do you find yourself swayed by others' opinions instead of trusting your own instincts? Reflect on this question as we continue to explore these transformative Stoic principles. By the end of this session, you will not only understand the value of mastering your mind, but also be equipped with practical steps to apply these lessons in your daily life, ensuring you live not at the mercy of the external, but with peace and power from within. Number 2. Accept the challenge. Imagine traversing a treacherous but thrilling path every day, where life's problems and challenges emerge as predictably as the sunrise. It's easy to feel ensnared by the thorny vines of hardship, anxiety, or heartbreak as you navigate this endless trail. Yet, as Lucius Annius Seneca, a renowned Stoic philosopher, once said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." This insight lays the groundwork for our discussion today on building emotional resilience, the second lesson on our path to mastering the mind. When you encounter failures and setbacks, it's essential to see them not just as disappointments, but as invaluable lessons dressed in the guise of temporary defeat. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the magnitude of challenges thrown your way? It's understandable to feel dismantled by the weight of such burdens. However, rather than succumbing to despair, consider how you could harness these adversities to propel you toward your goals. Building long-lasting resilience is akin to forging steel in fire. It requires bravery and persistence to keep your spirit unyielded in the face of adversity. Consider the journey of a young entrepreneur whose startup teetered on the brink of failure due to economic downturns. Despite the repeated failures, rejections, and setbacks, he persevered, viewing each obstacle as a hidden lesson. His resilience not only saw him through these trials, but also left him stronger, more adaptable, and better equipped to navigate forward. This ability to confront adversity and extract strength from it is pivotal in developing emotional resilience. Stoicism teaches us to view life's happenings and outcomes without assigning them inherent good or bad qualities. It's our perception of these events that shapes our emotions and reactions. How do you view the challenges that life throws at you? Are they insurmountable obstacles? Or are they opportunities for growth and learning? And emotional resilience is not about denying pain or ignoring setbacks. It's about acknowledging these experiences with the understanding that you possess the inner strength and wisdom to navigate through them in a way that fosters growth and fortifies your spirit. Accept this empowering wisdom, recognize your inner strength, and enhance the narrative of your journey by mastering the control of your mind. As we reflect on these ideas, I invite you to ponder: how can you apply the principles of Stoicism to transform your perception of challenges and strengthen your emotional resilience today? This question is not just a call to thought, but a call to action. Embrace the power of your mind and become the master of your thoughts. By doing so, you can truly transform your life with the enduring wisdom of Stoicism. 3. Use the power of how you see things. In the unfolding tapestry of our lives, mastering the mind emerges not just as a skill, but as the cornerstone of personal empowerment. This notion rings especially true when we encounter the inevitable stumbling blocks on our journey. Take, for instance, a familiar path you tread regularly. Imagine one day, as you walk this well-worn trail, your foot slips, jarring you from your routine. Such moments, though minor, can be profound teachers. Epictetus, a sage of Stoicism, elegantly captured this sentiment when he remarked, "Men are not troubled by things, but by the view they have of things." This idea underpins the profound power of perception. It acts as a lens through which we view the world, shaping our experiences and reactions. Often we overlook the ability to alter our perception, particularly during challenging or ambiguous times. Consider being tossed by the rough seas of life. Such turbulence does not necessarily presage sinking. It may instead signal an opportunity to learn adept swimming. Steering your mind towards constructive thoughts rather than detrimental ones is akin to an experienced captain navigating through a storm. If a work presentation falls short of expectations, for instance, viewing it not as a failure but as a pivotal learning moment can enhance your resilience and skill for future endeavors. This approach doesn't entail ignoring the obstacles or glossing over errors, but rather recognizing them without allowing them to dominate your self-perception or capabilities. Cultivating this art of perception requires patience and persistent practice. Like a muscle, the more you exercise control over your perception, the stronger and more automatic it becomes. Challenge negative viewpoints consistently and replace them with affirming ones. Over time, this mental exercise transitions from an occasional effort to a seamless aspect of your cognitive process, aiding you in mastering your thoughts. There is profound wisdom in choosing how to interpret the falls and stumbles we encounter. By leveraging our mental lens, we transform problems into opportunities, shifting our perspective to see differently when adversity strikes. Imagine yourself as a wrestler whom the logos akin to a coach has matched with a formidable opponent. This scenario echoes the Stoic belief that the real man is revealed in difficult times. View each mistake as a chance to refine your mastery over your thoughts. As you navigate through life's complexities, remember that the power of the mind lies in mastering your perceptions, enabling you to face challenges with a renewed perspective and a resilient spirit. In today's fast-paced world where uncertainty often prevails, embracing this skill is not just beneficial but essential. It empowers you to transform your trials into triumphs, viewing each hurdle not as a setback, but as a stepping stone to greater mental fortitude and personal growth. 4. Follow what nature tells you to do. Picture a moment in your life when everything seemed to unravel without warning. Maybe it was the day you received a sudden job termination notice, the shock of losing someone close unexpectedly, or the sting of rejection from a desired job opportunity. These pivotal moments can feel like a harsh blow, shaking the very foundation of our inner compass. Yet it's precisely in these turbulent times that the ancient wisdom of Marcus Aurelius echoes profoundly. Life is nothing but change, and change is nature's delight. This concept is not just a philosophical musing, but a call to action, serving as the fourth crucial lesson in our journey toward mastering our minds. When faced with the inevitable whirlwinds of life, how should we respond? Stoicism teaches us to embrace the natural flow of existence, including its inherent uncertainties and changes. These elements are not just unavoidable, but are essential for growth and tranquility. Instead of succumbing to despair or allowing fear to cloud our judgment, we are encouraged to step forward, equipped with the understanding that change is a constant and natural part of life. Consider the resilience of a sailor navigating through stormy seas. They don't curse the wind or plead with the ocean. They adjust their sails, trust their compass, and steer through the tempest with courage. In much the same way, we can achieve a remarkable sense of peace and empowerment by accepting life's unpredictable tides and learning to navigate its currents. After all, nature and life don't bend to our whims. We must learn to adapt and move with them. Adapting to life's dynamics means not just surviving, but thriving. Let's take the story of Emma, a young graphic designer who was laid off unexpectedly from a startup she helped build from the ground up. Devastated, but not defeated, Emma used this sudden change as a catalyst to embark on a freelance career, eventually leading her to greater creative freedom and success than she had ever experienced in her previous job. Her journey illustrates not only the resilience advocated by Stoicism, but also the potential for personal and professional transformation that can arise from life's unpredictabilities. As you reflect on your own life's challenges, ask yourself, how often do I fight against the current instead of learning to swim with it? How can I cultivate a mindset that not only withstands, but welcomes change as a natural and enriching part of my life's journey? In closing, the true power of your mind lies in your ability to master your thoughts and align yourself with the natural rhythm of life. By embracing change and facing the unknown with a calm and prepared mind, you unlock a level of tranquility and strength that is truly transformative. Remember, it is not the challenges themselves, but how we respond to them that shapes our destiny. Embrace the flow of life, adapt with resilience, and watch as your journey unfolds with newfound strength and serenity. This is the essence of mastering your thoughts and the true power of your mind. 5. Be disciplined with yourself. Reflect for a moment on the journey of your life. Consider the various moments that have sculpted who you are today. It's likely you've encountered numerous distractions along the way, temptations that nudged you off your intended path. Perhaps it was the allure of binge-watching a favorite series, instead of preparing for an important exam, or indulging in an extra slice of cake when you were committed to a healthier diet. The Stoic philosopher Seneca pondered deeply on such moments, recognizing the profound strength and noble ambitions required for self-discipline. This brings us to a pivotal lesson in mastering your mind. The practice of self-discipline is a form of self-mastery. To truly protect and achieve our life's ambitions, we must first acknowledge the critical role of self-discipline. It is our shield, guarding our precious time and energy from being squandered. Imagine a diligent gardener tending meticulously to a vibrant array of flower beds. Whether it's the roses, tulips, or sunflowers, each receives the same level of care and attention. So how can we cultivate a similarly disciplined mindset? It begins by closely observing the moments when temptation seeks to lead us astray. Rather than viewing these temptations with severe judgment, it's more effective to see them as natural parts of life. Understanding what distracts us lays the foundation for developing strategies to overcome these distractions. Just as a gardener cultivates various flowers, we must manage each distraction with steadfast resolve. The application of self-discipline extends beyond personal life management to building mental resilience in professional settings. Indeed, self-discipline stands as one of the most essential elements in the art of mind mastery. When the urge to surrender to temptation feels overwhelming, remember the wise words of Epictetus. No great thing is created suddenly. Like any significant achievement, self-discipline is a continuous journey that demands ongoing commitment and effort. Now let me ask you this. What distractions are currently challenging your self-discipline, and how can you better guard against them in your daily life? Reflect on this, and remember that every moment of resistance against temptation is a step toward mastering your mind. This ongoing practice not only shapes our lives, but fortifies our very being, transforming us into masters of our thoughts and actions. Remember, every choice that aligns with our deepest values is a testament to our strength and commitment to a life of purpose and clarity. How will you reinforce your commitment to self-discipline today? 6th, enjoy the present moment. In our perpetual quest for peace and fulfillment, it is all too easy to overlook the simplest yet most potent of pleasures, the present moment. Consider how often we find ourselves ensnared by past regrets or future worries, missing out on the serene beauty that unfolds right before our eyes. As Marcus Aurelius wisely counseled, do not let the panorama of your life oppress you. Do not dwell on all the different problems that may have happened in the past or may happen in the future. Just think about the present and what can fix it. His words are a testament to the enduring power of Stoic wisdom, urging us to embrace life's fleeting moments with open arms. Every breath we draw, every laugh we share, these are the threads that weave the rich tapestry of our lives. Yet, how often do we let these precious moments slip through our fingers, lost in the echoes of what once was or the whispers of what might be? The allure of the past and the mystery of the future often overshadow our present, robbing us of genuine joy. The challenge, then, is not merely to exist in the present, but to actively engage with it, to savor each moment as though it were both the first and the last. Seneca puts this poignantly, saying, "Live as if you were living for the second time, and as if you had acted the first time as wrongly as you are about to act now." Imagine harnessing the sheer beauty of now, every sunrise observed, every compliment cherished, and every cup of coffee savored. This active engagement requires a mastery of the mind, a mastery that begins with a profound appreciation of the present. It is about allowing yourself to be fully immersed in what is happening around you, without the shadows of yesterday or the uncertainties of tomorrow dimming the brilliance of today. The narrative of our lives does not pause for us to catch up. Time slips by relentlessly, leaving us straddling the delicate line between memories and aspirations. However, the true essence of life's power lies in the realization that the present is all we truly possess. By mastering this moment, you embark on a transformative journey that not only enhances your mental resilience, but also enriches your everyday experiences. Adopt this philosophy and watch as it revolutionizes your approach to life, leading you to a state of mental strength and clarity that once seemed unattainable. This is the path to becoming not only a master of your thoughts, but also a connoisseur of life, moment by precious moment. Engage fully, live deeply, and let the Stoic wisdom of enjoying the present illuminate your path to fulfillment. 7th, make or join a group of people who can help you grow. Embark on the transformative journey of mastering your mind and thoughts with the profound wisdom of Stoicism. Imagine you're a hiker alone, scaling the steepest cliffs in an endless forest. The solitude can magnify the beauty of the vistas, but the silence of solitude can also be overwhelming. Now picture yourself, not as a lone adventurer, but as part of a group of explorers, tackling the same challenging ascent. Suddenly the path seems less daunting. Marcus Aurelius, a beacon of Stoic philosophy, encapsulates this beautifully. Mankind are made for each other, either to teach them better or bear with them. This highlights a critical aspect of mental mastery, the power of community. In a supportive community, every step towards your personal goals gains the strength of collective effort. When you align with others who share your aspirations, the journey not only becomes more manageable but also more enriching. Consider the simple act of joining a book club or a discussion group. It's not just about reading together. It's an opportunity to exchange ideas, challenge your understanding, and gain new perspectives. In these gatherings, you find not only intellectual satisfaction, but also the joy of aiding others in their quest for knowledge. As you interact with fellow travelers on this path of mental and spiritual growth, consider the value of collaboration. It is vital for personal development and equally crucial for aiding others. Engaging in communities that foster mutual support not only propels you forward, but also uplifts the entire group. Seneca, another Stoic luminary, advises, associate with people who are likely to make you better. By surrounding yourself with people who inspire improvement, you empower not only yourself, but also those around you. Now let's consider a modern scenario that illustrates these principles in action. Picture Sarah, a young professional feeling overwhelmed by her hectic city life, struggling to find balance. She joins a local Stoicism meetup, initially skeptical about the impact it could have. Over time, through discussions and shared experiences, she not only finds strategies to manage her stress but also helps others navigate their challenges. This mutual exchange of support and wisdom transforms her life, proving that our connections with others are not just supportive, but transformative. What can you do today to engage more deeply with a community that will nurture your growth? Have you considered the untapped potential of your current relationships and networks? As we journey together in this exploration of Stoic philosophy, remember that the true measure of our progress is not only in the personal milestones we achieve, but also in the uplift we provide to others along the way. In closing, let's recall the essence of our exploration today. The power of your mind is magnified exponentially when you master the art of community. By building and engaging in relationships that foster mutual growth, you don't just traverse life's challenges, you transcend them. So, take this message forward. Grow, inspire, and empower. This is the Stoic path to transforming not just your life, but also the lives of those around you. 8th, navigate your emotions wisely. Understanding and adeptly managing your emotions is a crucial part of mastering your mind, a journey that harkens back to the wisdom of ancient Stoicism. The Stoics taught that emotions are not whimsical, uncontrolled sprouts of feeling, but rather responses triggered by our judgments of the world around us. To truly govern our emotions, it's essential first to scrutinize and understand these judgments. Have you ever paused during a moment of anger, sadness, or frustration to explore what thoughts or beliefs set off these strong emotions? This introspection is not just an exercise, it's an opportunity to reshape your reality. Let's consider a modern-day scenario that illustrates this Stoic practice in action. Imagine Sarah, a content creator for a popular online platform, who finds herself overwhelmed by anxiety as she faces relentless deadlines. Initially, Sarah believed her worth hinged solely on her ability to meet these deadlines perfectly, a belief that fueled her anxiety. However, through her engagement with Stoic philosophy, she began to dissect and challenge this initial judgment. She replaced her unforgiving self-assessment with a more compassionate and realistic view, recognizing the effort and dedication she maintained, regardless of the immediate outcomes. This paradigm shift not only eased her anxiety but also unlocked a new level of creativity and productivity in her work. Her experience underscores a critical lesson. By regulating our emotions through careful examination of our thoughts, we can exert greater control over our mental state and overall life satisfaction. Now, why is this story relevant to you? Like Sarah, you encounter numerous situations daily where your emotional response could dictate your behavior and outlook. By adopting a Stoic approach to these situations, examining and adjusting your judgments, you empower yourself to maintain a more balanced, serene state of mind. How often do you find yourself reacting to challenges with a preset mindset, rather than actively choosing your response, based on a balanced evaluation of the situation? Engaging with this question helps bridge the gap between ancient philosophical practices and your modern-day challenges, enhancing both personal growth and emotional resilience. In conclusion, mastering your mind is about more than just battling negative thoughts. It's about continuously engaging with and refining your perceptions, which in turn recalibrates your emotional responses. The story of Sarah is just one example of how applying Stoic wisdom can transform challenges into opportunities for growth. By learning to navigate your emotions wisely, not only do you enhance your personal and professional life, but you also cultivate a mental landscape where peace and productivity flourish. Embrace this journey of emotional mastery and watch as you transform challenges into stepping stones toward a more fulfilled and balanced life. 9th, cultivate continuous learning. The Stoics taught us that wisdom and knowledge are not just valuable, they are vital. But what does it mean to continually learn? It's not solely about acquiring academic knowledge. It goes deeper, touching the very essence of understanding ourselves and the world around you. Let's think of curiosity as a guide. It beckons you to explore, question, and delve deeper into life's mysteries. Every experience, whether joyous or challenging, holds a lesson that can teach us something new about the nature of existence and our personal strengths and limits. For example, consider a physician who encounters a complex medical case. Instead of viewing this as a burden, what if he sees it as an opportunity to enhance his expertise and empathy? This shift in perspective doesn't just improve his professional abilities, it enriches his life, offering both personal fulfillment and a sense of deeper connection to his work. This pursuit of knowledge does more than fill our minds with facts. It builds a fortress of mental resilience, equipping us to face any of life's challenges. The mind, once stretched by a new idea, never returns to its original dimensions, Ralph Waldo Emerson famously said. How powerful is that every new piece of knowledge slightly expands the boundaries of our minds? Now, I want you to think about your own experiences. Can you recall a moment when a challenging situation taught you something valuable? How did it change your approach to similar situations in the future? This reflection is not just an exercise, it's a practice in strengthening your mental architecture. As we converse today, I encourage you to embrace a mindset of lifelong learning. Look around you, engage with the world, and let your experiences broaden your understanding and capabilities. Every day holds a lesson, every interaction a chance to grow. How will you use this understanding to master your thoughts and empower your mind today? Let's continue this journey together, exploring and expanding the horizons of our knowledge. After all, as Socrates once declared, the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. What will you discover today that you didn't know yesterday? This continuous journey of learning and self-discovery is not just a path to knowledge, it's the road to wisdom. 10th, reflect regularly. In today's fast-paced world where the clamor of external stimuli often drowns out our inner voice, the practice of regular reflection stands as a beacon of self-mastery and mental clarity. This ancient technique, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, is not merely an exercise in thought but a transformative process that aligns your daily actions with the profound principles of your life's philosophy. Reflecting regularly is akin to having a wise old friend who gently but firmly points out the flaws in your reasoning, the biases in your perceptions, and the true motives behind your actions. It's a practice that Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, diligently adhered to, believing that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By setting aside time each day to contemplate your decisions, the reasons behind them, and their consistency with your ethical and philosophical ideals, you engage in a process of mental and moral calibration that ensures your actions are not just reactions, but deliberate and considered responses to the world around you. The transformative power of this practice is illustrated by the story of a teacher who made it her routine to journal each evening. In the quiet solitude of her study, she would recount the day's events and her reactions to them, particularly to her students' behaviors that challenged her patience and pedagogical strategies. Over time, this simple act of daily reflection allowed her to identify patterns in her responses, understand the triggers that affected her teaching effectiveness, and develop strategies to foster a more patient and responsive educational environment. Her journey from reactive teaching to a masterful, reflective practice underscores the profound impact that regular introspection can have on personal and professional growth. To incorporate regular reflection into your life, start by creating a quiet, distraction-free environment where you can sit with your thoughts for a few minutes each day. Use this time to ask yourself critical questions about your daily interactions, the decisions you made, and how these align with your broader life goals and values. This is not an exercise in self-criticism, but an opportunity for self-improvement and self-awareness. Incorporating quotes from historical figures and Stoic philosophers can enrich this practice, lending it gravitas and universality. As Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This poignant reminder can help you distinguish between unproductive ruminations and constructive reflections, guiding you toward more effective and empowering mental habits. Relating this practice to modern life, regular reflection can serve as an antidote to the relentless busyness that characterizes much of contemporary existence. It allows you to pause, reset, and ensure that your daily actions are not only reactive to immediate stimuli, but are also steps toward fulfilling your long-term goals. This daily practice becomes a tool through which you can cultivate a calm, focused mind and a resilient spirit, essential qualities for navigating the complexities of modern life. By embracing the Stoic practice of regular reflection, you not only gain mastery over your thoughts but also develop the ability to direct your mental energies more constructively. This habit can transform how you perceive challenges, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth and introspection. It's a practice that not only enhances personal well-being, but also improves interpersonal relationships by fostering greater empathy, patience, and understanding. In a world that values speed over depth, the art of reflection is a powerful counterbalance, providing both the perspective and the wisdom needed to lead a fulfilling and purposeful life. 11th, Embrace simplicity. In the concluding lesson of Mastering Your Mind, we explore the profound virtue of simplicity. Imagine living in a world teeming with endless desires and incessant information overflow. Here, simplicity becomes not just a choice, but a necessity. It's a tool that sharpens your focus on what is genuinely important, stripping away the non-essential that clouds our judgments and saps our energy. When you simplify your life, you liberate valuable mental real estate and alleviate the stress tied to incessant choices and accumulating possessions. Consider the story of Chris, a tech entrepreneur whose life was a jigsaw of complex projects and a mountain of personal belongings. Overwhelmed and perpetually stressed, Chris took a bold step. He downsized. He sold his extraneous gadgets, delegated non-essential business tasks, and focused solely on core activities. This transformative journey from clutter to clarity didn't just reduce his daily stress, it boosted his decision-making efficiency and heightened his life satisfaction. Chris's experience mirrors the Stoic wisdom that by reducing our lives to the essentials, we not only gain clarity but also regain control over our minds and spirits. This message of simplicity is not just ancient philosophy, but a practical strategy applicable to our hectic modern lives. How often do you find yourself swamped by tasks and decisions that, in hindsight, don't really matter? Can simplifying your environment, schedule, and mindset help you focus on your true priorities? Now let's draw a parallel to your own life. Imagine you're at a busy coffee shop, trying to complete an important project, but you're distracted by loud conversations, frequent notifications on your phone, and the hustly and bustly around you. What if you chose to simplify this scenario? You could put on noise-canceling headphones, turn off your phone notifications, and clear your table of everything except your project materials. Suddenly the chaos fades, your focus sharpens, and productivity flows. This small example of embracing simplicity can be a powerful illustration of how, even in minor day-to-day activities, reducing distractions enhances your mental clarity and concentration. So as we navigate through this cluttered world, ask yourself what simplicity could look like for you. Is it decluttering your workspace, prioritizing tasks, or perhaps simplifying your digital life? Whatever form it takes, simplicity is about enhancing your focus, efficiency, and ultimately your peace of mind. To conclude, embracing simplicity isn't merely about having fewer possessions or commitments. It's about enhancing your mental clarity, making deliberate choices, and prioritizing what truly matters. It's a practice of focusing on the essential, so the unnecessary gently fades away. Remember, in simplicity, there is clarity, and with clarity comes mastery of mind. What will be your first step towards simplicity to master your thoughts and empower your life? The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Socrates. Imagine possessing the power to enhance your intellect and excel in any domain you desire. Curious about how some individuals sharpen their minds more effectively than others? Eager to harness knowledge that empowers both your personal and professional growth? Welcome to Stoic in Your Life, where we unlock the secrets to becoming wiser and more competent in every aspect of your life. Now we delve into transformative strategies and practical tips that will boost your learning abilities, enhance your understanding, and enable you to apply your knowledge every day. Embark on this journey with us to leverage your intelligence, a priceless asset that can elevate all facets of your existence. So, if you're ready to maximize your intellectual potential and tackle life's challenges with unrivaled clarity, stay tuned. We are about to explore these 10 crucial keys together. They are designed to make you smarter and more effective, no matter the field you choose. Prepare for a voyage of self-discovery and intellectual growth that starts right now. Help you become smarter and do better in any area you choose. Number 1. Encourage people to be curious. Encouraging curiosity is akin to igniting a spark of intelligence within you. Consider curiosity your personal compass, navigating you through vast oceans of information. In a world teeming with knowledge at every turn, maintaining an active sense of wonder positions you as a perpetual seeker of truths, one step ahead in the quest for wisdom. Picture yourself as a college student encountering an ancient history topic for the first time in class. This isn't just another lecture. It's a doorway into a previously unexplored era. As you delve into this new subject, your approach to learning transforms. You're no longer passively absorbing information. Instead, you engage actively. You question the causes and effects of historical events, ponder the motivations behind ancient people's actions, and consider how these events shaped the modern world. Your curiosity doesn't stop at the classroom door. Driven to learn more, you devour books, scour online resources, and join forums discussing this ancient narrative. This relentless pursuit not only deepens your understanding of history, but also enhances your ability to relate past events to contemporary issues, broadening your perspective. Imagine how this approach can apply beyond academic subjects. When you ask why and how, rather than accepting things at face value, you challenge the status quo. This mindset encourages a deeper exploration of everything around you, from the cosmic mysteries of the universe to the intricate workings of your own mind and body. Curiosity does more than accumulate facts. It builds bridges between seemingly unrelated phenomena, fostering a deeper comprehension of the world. So, how can you cultivate a richer curiosity? Start by viewing the world as if seeing it for the first time. Explore, ask questions, and embrace the unfamiliar. Dive into books across diverse genres and immerse yourself in different cultures. Each new piece of knowledge kindles the flame of learning, setting you apart in intelligence and understanding. Now let's bring this concept to life with a modern anecdote. Consider Alex, a software developer, whose curiosity about artificial intelligence led him to take online courses outside his work hours. His newfound knowledge not only enhanced his skills, but also enabled him to launch an innovative project that significantly improved his company's software products. Alex's story exemplifies how curiosity can catalyze significant professional and personal growth. How will you ignite your curiosity today? What new realms are you eager to explore? Every question you ask and every new insight you gain not only expands your intellectual horizons but also equips you with the tools to thrive in an ever-changing world. In fostering curiosity, we don't just accumulate knowledge. We deepen our understanding and connect more profoundly with the world. Remember, your curiosity is a superpower that elevates your intellect and shapes how you interact with everything around you. Embrace it, nurture it, and watch as it transforms not just how you think, but how you live. Keep the fires of curiosity burning, and you'll discover that you're not only smarter than you think, but also more capable of affecting change in any area you choose. Number 2. Reading a lot of different kinds of books. Imagine embarking on a journey that spans continents and eras, all from the comfort of your own home. How, you ask? Through the simple, yet profound act of reading a diverse array of books. Picture each book as a treasure chest brimming with knowledge, experiences, and insights. As Marcus Aurelius, a revered Stoic philosopher, once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In reading, every challenge and comprehension becomes an opportunity for growth, pushing you towards greater intelligence and understanding. When you immerse yourself in literature, you're not just flipping through pages. You're traveling to far-off lands and diving deep into the minds of those who lived centuries ago. This journey through reading allows you to access the collective wisdom of generations and the cultural heritages of distant societies. From the tactical maneuvers in Sun Tzu's The Art of War to the existential musings in Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment, every book offers a chance to learn, reflect, and broaden your horizons. But how does reading transform you? By engaging with a variety of texts, you're enhancing your vocabulary, honing your language skills, and refining your ability to communicate your thoughts with clarity and precision. Whether it's grasping the nuances of quantum physics, exploring intricate human relationships within a novel, or unraveling the mysteries of ancient civilizations, reading nurtures your critical thinking and fuels your imagination. It equips you to view the world through multiple lenses, fostering empathy and a deeper understanding of diverse perspectives. Consider the luminaries throughout history, from Leonardo da Vinci to Maya Angelou, avid readers whose ideas and innovations were often sparked by the books they devoured. By following in their footsteps, you too can harness reading as a tool to outpace competition and innovate in your own life. Ask yourself, how can I apply the lessons from these books to overcome challenges and enhance my daily interactions? Embarking on this expansive reading adventure requires a strategic approach. Begin by compiling a list of books across a spectrum of genres and subjects. Whether your interest lies in art, science, business, or philosophy, ensure your selection is eclectic to maximize the wealth of knowledge you can gain. How might you challenge yourself to step outside your comfort zone with your next book choice? Dedicate time each day or week specifically for reading. View this as a precious opportunity to engage with your chosen materials, allowing yourself to absorb and ponder the ideas presented. What insights can you glean today that will shape your tomorrow? Additionally, participating in book clubs or discussion groups can enrich this experience. These communities offer a platform for sharing interpretations and learning from others, opening doors to new perspectives and hidden gems in literature. As you continue to read widely and deeply, you'll find yourself not just participating in conversations, but leading them with confidence and informed opinions. Reading isn't just about consumption, it's about transformation. It's about using the insights gained from a myriad of authors to forge your path and improve your life in every imaginable aspect. Now consider how the act of reading might change your life. What books will you choose that could alter your perspective, enhance your knowledge, and challenge your preconceptions? Embrace reading as a lifelong journey, for it is one that promises immense rewards and endless discoveries. By continuously feeding your mind with new ideas and stories, you will not only become smarter, but also more adept at navigating the complexities of life with wisdom and insight. Please leave in the comments the book you love that has changed your life, or simply comment number 1 to let us see your presence. Thank you. Number 3, it's important to keep a growth mindset. In a world that continuously evolves, the ability to adapt and grow intellectually remains a cornerstone of personal and professional success, particularly for men navigating the complexities of modern life. Embracing a growth mindset, as outlined by psychologist Carol Dweck, is not merely a useful trait, but a fundamental necessity for anyone looking to excel and expand their horizons in any chosen field. This mindset is rooted in the belief that our abilities and achievements are not fixed but can be developed through dedication, hard work, and persistence. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have." This resonates profoundly with the concept of a growth mindset, where the focus is not on the immediate obstacles but on what can be controlled: our reactions, our resilience, and our readiness to embrace challenges. Instead of shying away from potential failures or difficult situations, adopting a growth mindset involves recognizing these instances as pivotal learning opportunities. Imagine yourself facing a tough situation, like failing an important test or encountering a setback at work. Instead of viewing these experiences through the lens of failure, see them as stepping stones toward greater knowledge and competence. This proactive approach to learning and development means constantly seeking ways to enhance your knowledge base and skills. It's about being open to feedback, not as a critique that diminishes self-worth, but as valuable insights that pave the way for personal growth. By maintaining an openness to constructive criticism, you allow yourself to see the world through multiple perspectives, enriching your understanding and expanding your cognitive boundaries. Consider the journey of a professional working to climb the career ladder. Encountering a setback or a missed promotion could be disheartening, but with a growth mindset, this same individual would choose to leverage this experience by identifying areas for improvement, seeking mentorship, and enhancing skills that are critical for future opportunities. It's about forging a new path to mastery, armed with a deeper understanding of one's strengths and weaknesses. Moreover, fostering a growth mindset is about more than just personal achievement. It's about setting a lifelong pattern of continuous learning and adaptability. This mindset encourages not only resilience, but also a curiosity that drives you to explore new concepts, engage with diverse ideas, and ultimately, broaden your worldview. As the philosopher Socrates famously stated, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing," which beautifully captures the essence of a growth mindset. There is always more to learn, more to explore, and more ways to grow. In embracing this mindset, you position yourself to reach remarkable intellectual heights and achievements that may have once seemed unattainable. Life, with its inevitable ups and downs, offers a series of lessons that, when approached with a growth mindset, transform potential stumbling blocks into launching pads for success. Remember, your intelligence and capabilities are not stagnant. They are ever-evolving attributes that, when nurtured, can lead to incredible discoveries and innovations. Adopting a growth mindset is not just about achieving success in the conventional sense, but about embarking on a lifelong journey of intellectual and personal development. 4. Accept failure and use it to learn. Accepting failure and harnessing it as a learning tool can profoundly transform your life, particularly when approached through the lens of Stoicism. This philosophical viewpoint teaches us not only to acknowledge failure, but to embrace it as an essential pathway to success. Imagine yourself embarking on a new venture, filled with excitement and hope. Yet, despite your best efforts, things start to falter. Your product doesn't meet market expectations. Your marketing strategies falter, and financial hurdles appear insurmountable. It's a familiar scenario in the entrepreneurial journey, isn't it? In these moments, the Stoic practice of embracing failure as a formative experience becomes invaluable. You don't capitulate to despair. Instead, you scrutinize your setbacks with a critical eye. What went wrong? What can be done better next time? This reflective process isn't just about problem solving, it's about cultivating resilience, humility, and courage. These virtues enable you to view each failure not as a defeat, but as a stepping stone towards your ultimate goal. When you adopt this mindset, something remarkable happens. You liberate yourself from the paralyzing fear of mistakes. Suddenly, you're more willing to take risks. Your thoughts burst with creativity, and you become adept at pivoting strategies flexibly. This shift is what transforms a fixed mindset into a growth mindset, where every challenge is a chance to learn, grow, and excel. Now consider the story of Mia, a young tech innovator whose first startup floundered. Despite the innovative nature of her product, initial sales were dismal. Investors were wary and the press was critical. Yet Mia's stoic approach led her not to fold under pressure but to iterate her product based on user feedback, reevaluate her marketing approach, and tighten her fiscal strategies. Today, Mia's company is thriving, a testament to the power of resilience and adaptive learning. So why should you, too, not fear failure, but welcome it? Because when you do, you're not just smarter than others, you're paving a road to future triumphs. Each setback teaches you something vital about yourself and your approach. It prompts you to think, rethink, and ultimately improve. Remember, failure is not the opposite of success, it's a critical component of it. Let's ponder this. How can embracing failure more openly change your current approach to challenges? Reflect on this as we explore the values of resilience and adaptability, ensuring that you not only bounce back from setbacks but soar because of them. Number 5. Learn how to think critically. Have you ever wondered what sets apart great leaders, innovators, and thinkers from the rest? It's their ability to think critically. Critical thinking is the art of analyzing and evaluating information with a discerning eye, and it's essential for making sound decisions and solving problems efficiently. This capability allows you to question assumptions, consider diverse viewpoints, and arrive at well-informed conclusions that stand the test of scrutiny. Imagine you're a student embarking on a research project. You encounter a plethora of sources, each presenting differing perspectives. How do you determine which ones to trust? The journey begins with a commitment to not accepting things at face value. Instead, you engage your critical thinking skills. You assess the credibility of each source by examining the author's credentials, the publication's reputation, and the evidence presented. Furthermore, you analyze the arguments presented, identify any logical fallacies, and judge the validity of the conclusions. This meticulous process helps you differentiate reliable information from misleading data, empowering you to craft a research paper that's both credible and insightful. But critical thinking goes beyond academic tasks. It's about being intellectually humble and open to changing your views when presented with new evidence. It involves being intellectually honest, recognizing your biases, and considering all relevant information before making a decision. The famous philosopher Bertrand Russell once said, "The whole problem with the world is that fools and fanatics are always so certain of themselves and wiser people so full of doubts." This quote encapsulates the essence of critical thinking. The wise constantly question and reevaluate to understand deeper truths. By enhancing your critical thinking skills, you not only become a sharper thinker, but also a more effective communicator. You learn to articulate your thoughts clearly and persuade others with logical reasoning. This skill is invaluable in any field and can lead to better personal and professional outcomes. Critical thinking enables you to navigate the complexities of today's world with greater ease and confidence, providing you with the tools to tackle challenges, make informed decisions, and contribute meaningfully to society. So I challenge you. Are you ready to harness the power of critical thinking to transform your life? Start today by questioning one assumption you've held without much thought. What might you discover about yourself and the world around you? Engage with this practice daily and watch as your life changes one thoughtful step at a time. Remember, the path to wisdom is not about acquiring more information, but about thinking better with the information you have. Let's embark on this journey of intellectual transformation together, enhancing our ability to think, reason, and connect with the world in more profound ways. Number 6. Learn how to listen actively. In the modern age where distractions are constant and attentiveness is a rare commodity, mastering the art of active listening emerges as a pivotal skill for personal and professional growth. Active listening is more than just hearing the words that are spoken. It involves immersing oneself in the speaker's perspective, engaging with their emotions, and understanding their thoughts without the urge to interrupt or impose one's own beliefs. Consider a typical scenario in a workplace meeting. While one colleague shares their insights on a project, others may appear disengaged, scrolling through their phones or whispering to each other. Instead of joining this disconnected majority, imagine choosing a different path where you focus intently on the speaker. By maintaining eye contact and nodding occasionally, you signal your engagement. Such gestures not only enhance the communication, but also fortify relationships by demonstrating respect and value for the speaker's contributions. Active listening extends beyond mere acknowledgement. It involves delving deeper into the dialogue by asking questions that clarify and expand on the speaker's points, ensuring that you grasp not only the surface content, but also the underlying emotions and intentions. This method of listening can transform simple conversations into opportunities for learning and connection, allowing for a richer understanding of diverse viewpoints and experiences. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This Stoic reminder serves as a powerful underpinning for active listening. By embracing this philosophy, you become more than a listener. You become a student of human experience, thoughtful, perceptive, and wise. Active listening fosters a profound empathy that can bridge divides and build more substantive, supportive environments, whether at home, in the workplace, or in any social setting. To truly excel in active listening, commit to being present. This means setting aside other tasks and distractions to give your undivided attention to the person speaking. Such commitment not only enriches your understanding, but also signals to others that they are valued. As you practice this skill, you'll notice a significant enhancement in your relationships and a broader perspective on the world. In conclusion, active listening is not just a tool for better communication, it is a pathway to a deeper, more insightful life. It challenges you to see beyond your preconceptions and embrace the complexities of human emotions and thoughts. Commit to practicing active listening in your daily interactions, and watch as your relationships deepen and your understanding of the world expands. As you embark on this journey, remember the words of Epictetus, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Embrace this wisdom and let the transformative power of active listening elevate your interactions and your life. Number 7. Learn how to solve problems. Improving your problem-solving skills is a fundamental step towards becoming smarter and enhancing your performance in any area you choose. It involves identifying challenges, exploring potential solutions, and implementing effective strategies. To excel in this area, creativity, persistence, and a willingness to take risks are crucial. A positive outlook is essential, as it fosters a belief in your ability to overcome obstacles. Consider a real-life scenario. Imagine you're at work and your team faces a daunting challenge. The deadline is tight, and at first glance, it seems impossible to meet. Instead of succumbing to stress or giving up, you decide to leverage your problem-solving skills. You gather your team to brainstorm solutions, encouraging open communication and innovative thinking. By inviting team members to view the problem from different perspectives and challenge preconceived notions, a dynamic environment is created where creative solutions can flourish. Together, you devise a strategic plan that utilizes your collective resources effectively, allowing you to tackle the problem head-on. This collaborative effort not only leads to overcoming the immediate challenge, but also enhances your team's cohesion and problem-solving capabilities for future projects. Through practice, persistence, and openness to learning from mistakes, you can refine these skills. Being adaptable and receptive to feedback and new ideas is also vital. By improving your problem-solving abilities, you not only become more resourceful and creative, but also more resilient when facing adversity. These skills increase your capacity to handle challenges and achieve your goals, both personally and professionally. They empower you to seize opportunities and navigate the complex realities of the modern world with confidence. So, are you ready to embrace the challenge of enhancing your problem-solving skills? Engaging actively in this endeavor will propel your intelligence and achievements to new heights, equipping you to excel in any endeavor you pursue. As you reflect on this, consider the areas in your life where enhanced problem-solving could make a significant difference. How might stronger problem-solving skills transform your approach to daily challenges and long-term goals? By fostering these abilities, you not only overcome obstacles more effectively, but also unlock potential in yourself and those around you. Let this journey be a catalyst for growth and achievement in your life. Number 8. Encourage creativity and new ideas. Imagine stepping into a space where boundaries dissolve and the usual becomes the extraordinary. In the world of creativity and innovation, each idea serves as a stepping stone towards intellectual evolution and growth. It's about thinking outside the conventional, challenging what's accepted, and bringing forth ideas that sparkle with novelty. Now think about this. What if you were an artist on the verge of beginning your next masterpiece? Instead of reverting to familiar techniques, you choose to experiment with new mediums and styles. You decide to let go of preconceived notions of what art should be, allowing your imagination to climb to new heights and your hands to craft a piece that resonates deeply with others. This journey of exploration is not just about artistic expression. It extends to every aspect of our lives, urging us to embrace the unknown. To truly foster creativity and new ideas, consider how you can cultivate an environment that promotes curiosity, supports risk-taking, and values diverse perspectives. It's about creating a collaborative space where ideas can be exchanged freely, and every individual feels empowered to contribute and explore new possibilities. By doing so, you not only reach your full creative potential, but also inspire those around you to break their molds. But why is this pursuit of creativity and innovation so vital? As the famous Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they are difficult." By encouraging creativity, you spearhead positive change and transformation within yourself and your community. Your bold ideas and forward-thinking approaches are the architects of the future. They push the boundaries of what's possible and forge a path to a better world for ourselves and future generations. So, I pose this question to you. Are you ready to transform your life by embracing creativity and innovation? Step into this challenge. Enrich your mental landscape and watch as both your mind and your impact on the world flourish. Through this transformative journey with Stoicism, you'll discover that breaking free from the status quo is not only possible, but essential for personal and societal growth. As you ponder this, remember another gem from Marcus Aurelius. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In every challenge, there is an opportunity to rise and transcend. Let us not shy away from reimagining our limits and reshaping our destinies. Embrace the boundless possibilities of your creative spirit, and let's navigate this exciting terrain together. Are you ready to see where your unexplored talents and ideas can take you? Let's embark on the Stoic journey to innovation, full of possibilities and profound growth. Number 9. Building a love of learning. In our rapidly evolving world where the pursuit of knowledge becomes a pivotal force in shaping not only our careers but also our personal lives, developing a profound love for learning emerges as an indispensable asset. This enduring passion for knowledge is not merely about accumulating facts but is deeply rooted in curiosity and an unwavering commitment to personal and intellectual growth. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once wisely remarked, "It is not that we have so little time but that we lose so much. The life we receive is not short, but we make it so. We are not ill-provided, but use what we have wastefully." To cultivate a love of learning, one must adopt a mindset that views education not as a finite goal but as an ongoing journey. Consider the analogy of a marathon runner. Rather than focusing solely on the finish line, the runner savors each step, embracing the challenges and the scenery along the path. Similarly, if you approach learning with enthusiasm and curiosity, seeing it not as a chore but as an exciting exploration, you unlock a more profound understanding and a richer experience. Imagine you're preparing for an exam. Instead of begrudging the study sessions, you dive into the material with zeal, exploring various perspectives and connecting dots between disparate ideas. This enthusiastic approach to learning does more than just deepen your knowledge. It enhances your ability to think critically and creatively. By actively engaging with new information and applying it to real-world situations, you develop practical skills that extend beyond academic or professional settings. This proactive attitude towards learning encourages you to set clear objectives, seek out challenges, and continuously expand your horizons. Moreover, as you embrace a lifelong commitment to learning, you cultivate resilience and adaptability, traits that are crucial in today's complex and fast-paced world. This intellectual flexibility allows you to navigate life's ups and downs with confidence and clarity, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth. Embracing the learning process enriches your life, providing not just career advancement, but also personal satisfaction and a deeper sense of purpose. In conclusion, fostering a love of learning is quintessential not only for intellectual accomplishment but for achieving a fulfilling life. As you embark on this unending journey, remember the words of Benjamin Franklin: "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." Let your curiosity lead the way, and you will discover that each new piece of knowledge not only brightens your intellect, but also empowers you to lead a more meaningful and impactful life. Engage fully in the process of learning and watch as doors to new opportunities and personal growth open before you. Number 10. Surround yourself with people who have different points of view. Imagine yourself at the helm of a project teeming with individuals from varied cultures and backgrounds. Here you don't just stick to the well-trodden path. Instead, you actively seek out and value different viewpoints. You ask for feedback, encourage your teammates to speak up, and listen attentively. This approach doesn't merely enrich the project. It broadens your own understanding and challenges your preconceptions. By embracing this diversity, you tap into a collective wisdom that drives innovative solutions and fosters a truly collaborative environment. But why is this important? Engaging with a variety of perspectives requires humility, empathy, and an open mind. It's about recognizing that everyone has something valuable to contribute. This realization can be profoundly transformative, pushing you out of your comfort zone and into a richer, more nuanced world. Consider a typical scenario in today's fast-paced workplace. A team faces a seemingly insurmountable problem. Instead of each member retreating to their usual strategies, they share their unique experiences and insights. Together, they not only solve the problem but do so in a way that's more effective and inclusive than any single approach could have been. This is the power of diversity in action, a principle deeply ingrained in Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to look beyond the surface and appreciate the depth of human experience. Now let's reflect on this. Have you ever been part of a team where diverse perspectives led to unexpected, successful outcomes? How did these experiences shape your view on collaboration and innovation? Surrounding yourself with a spectrum of viewpoints isn't just about enhancing intellectual growth. It's a vital step towards societal progress. By stepping into the shoes of others, we foster empathy and understanding across different walks of life. This doesn't just make us better collaborators. It makes us more compassionate human beings, capable of effecting positive change in our communities and beyond. As you continue on your Stoic journey, challenge yourself to seek out and embrace diverse perspectives. Whether in your personal, professional, or social life, these interactions will enrich your understanding of the world, break down barriers, and expand your influence. Remember, it is through the confluence of many voices that we find the best path forward. In summary, Stoicism isn't just about personal resilience. It's about opening ourselves to the wide array of human experiences. This openness not only propels us towards intellectual growth, but also cultivates a deeper, more empathetic connection with the world around us. By welcoming diverse perspectives into our lives, we not only learn more, we become better equipped to contribute meaningfully to society and to forge relationships that are both fulfilling and transformative. In today's oversharing digital age, the ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a refreshing alternative to the mainstream. The revered Stoic thinkers, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, imparted timeless wisdom that still resonates strongly today. They emphasize the importance of maintaining privacy in certain aspects of our lives, advocating for a life of virtue through selective sharing. Their teachings encourage us to approach life's experiences with serenity and discretion, reminding us that not everything warrants a public display. Join me on my channel, Stoic in Your Life, as we explore 10 specific areas of life that, guided by Stoic principles, should remain just for you. Understanding what to keep private can lead us to greater resilience, virtue, and ultimately inner peace. Let's dive into these secrets and learn how to apply ancient wisdom to modern living. 10 things should be kept secret and not revealed. The first one is your inner citadel. Marcus Aurelius, a sage of Stoicism, once revealed the profound concept of the inner citadel, a fortress within us that offers sanctuary and strength amidst life's tumult. This is a private realm where our deepest reflections, personal struggles, and intimate victories unfold. In this secluded space, we engage with our true selves, forging conversations that shape our perceptions, beliefs, and identity. Such internal dialogues are pivotal for personal growth and understanding our role in the universe. It is here, in continuous reflection and self-assessment, where we confront our motives, face our fears, and cultivate virtues like wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Imagine then the sanctity of this inner space where the external world cannot breach the uniqueness that defines us. The Stoics believed that discussing the intricacies of this inward journey could dilute its significance. diverting us from the path of genuine self-discovery. Instead, the inner citadel serves as a refuge from the external chaos, a place where we find peace and clarity, detach it from the opinions and expectations of others. Here we focus solely on our actions and reactions, distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not, a distinction crucial for maintaining serenity in the face of life's uncertainties. Consider this. In our modern interconnected world, where the pressure to share every detail of our lives is pervasive, how powerful it would be to preserve the sanctity of your inner citadel. Let's take the example of Emma, a project manager in a fast-paced tech company. Amidst a high-stakes project, Emma faced immense pressure both from her team and upper management. Instead of succumbing to stress, she retreated into her inner citadel, reflecting on her capabilities and focusing on her immediate responsibilities. By not divulging her anxieties or doubts publicly, and keeping her strategies and self-reflections private, Emma managed to navigate through the project with calmness and precision, ultimately leading her team to success. Now ask yourself, what strength could you draw from keeping certain aspects of your personal growth journey to yourself? By cherishing and protecting the privacy of your inner citadel, you harness a unique power, a reservoir of resilience and virtue that fuels your stoic pursuit of inner peace. In embracing the solitude of your inner citadel, you learn to appreciate the power of discretion in your personal evolution. This practice not only shields you from the chaos of the outside world, but also fortifies your resolve to live virtuously. Let this be a lesson to all who tread the Stoic path. The most profound transformations often require silence, reflection, and the courage to face oneself. Retain the sanctity of your inner experiences and let them quietly propel you towards wisdom and tranquility. The second thing is your problems and challenges. In the wise words of the ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This sentiment profoundly underscores the second essential lesson for transforming your life with Stoicism, the private nature of your problems and challenges. Why, you might ask, should such personal trials be kept under wraps? Let's delve into this. When we encounter difficulties, they shape and mold us in ways uniquely tailored to our individual experiences. Stoicism teaches us that the intricacies of these challenges are intensely personal. It's not about harboring secrets, but rather about honoring the deeply personal journey of our own development. Imagine this. Each problem you face is a test of character, forging your spirit in the crucible of adversity. How do you think maintaining a personal boundary around these struggles affects your growth? In sharing every aspect of our difficulties, we often seek approval or sympathy, thereby shifting focus from the internal process of overcoming and learning. Stoicism prompts us to internalize our problems, to reflect deeply, and to harness these experiences to foster personal growth. It's about focusing inward and asking ourselves what the struggles we face are teaching us about patience, discipline, and resilience. Now consider the strength and wisdom you gain from adversity. Isn't it true that these are the real treasures found only through self-reliance and introspection? Keeping our adversities private does more than protect our pride. It allows us to maintain control over our own narrative. We live in a society that often sensationalizes suffering, yet facing our battles with calm determination, without a need for public accolades, imbues us with a quiet dignity. It's essential to remember, however, that Stoicism does not advocate suffering in silence always. Seeking help and support, when necessary, is prudent, but the specifics of our struggles, how we cope and prevail, are fundamentally ours to own and navigate. By embracing these principles, we align ourselves with the Stoic focus on controlling the controllable, our thoughts, our choices, and our responses to the trials life throws our way. How, then, will you choose to face your next challenge? Will you share it openly to seek validation? Or will you turn inward using the experience as a stepping stone to inner strength and wisdom? This exploration of private struggles is not just about self-improvement. It's a journey towards a life marked by serenity and resilience. As you reflect on this, consider how you can apply these Stoic lessons to better navigate the ebb and flow of life's challenges. Third, what you think and feel about politics. In a world where opinions can ignite wildfires of disagreement, Stoic philosophy offers a beacon of reason and self-control, guiding us toward inner peace amidst the tumult. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic sage, once counseled, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom is particularly relevant when navigating the often treacherous waters of political discourse. Stoicism teaches us to cherish and protect our inner tranquility by focusing on what we can control: our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions. Given the divisive nature of contemporary politics, discussing political beliefs openly can sometimes spark unnecessary conflict and stress, detracting from our quest for a serene and virtuous life. Instead, choosing to keep your political views private allows you to preserve personal growth and adhere to philosophical principles, maintaining peace of mind. By refraining from public political debates, we avoid the whirlwind of contention that can disturb our inner calm. This doesn't imply a lack of interest in political matters, but rather a strategic choice to prioritize rational dialogue and personal serenity over potentially divisive public discourse. Such discretion not only facilitates easier interactions with a diverse array of individuals, but also fosters a community spirit, rooted in mutual respect and understanding, transcending political divides. This approach embodies the Stoic ideal of cosmopolitanism, the belief that all people belong to a single community. When we choose not to wear our political beliefs on our sleeves, we create space for dialogue centered on shared human values and collective progress, thus promoting a society that values wisdom and justice in interpersonal relationships. It encourages us to engage in active listening and consider multiple perspectives, enhancing our ability to relate to others and contributing to a society where differences in opinion do not hinder our shared pursuit of the common good. Stoicism does not advocate for passive disinterest, but rather for a mindful engagement where ideas are discussed rationally and judged on their merits alone. In times when political discourse often becomes polarized, keeping one's political views private can be a powerful act of wisdom and temperance, aligning with Stoic virtues by fostering understanding and caring over persuasion and partisanship. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, embracing these Stoic practices can not only guide us through the political landscape with grace, but also enhance our interactions across all areas of life. It's about choosing battles wisely, knowing that not every hill is worth dying on, especially when peace of mind and harmonious relations are at stake. The fourth thing is your plans and goals. In today's fast-paced world where every success and failure is often broadcasted instantly, Stoic philosophy offers a refreshing perspective on how to approach our plans and goals. Imagine Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and a devoted Stoic, quietly charting the course of an empire without seeking applause for every decision. Stoicism teaches us the virtue of keeping our ambitions private, a lesson that holds immense value even in modern settings. Let me take you through why this seemingly simple practice can be transformative. Stoicism, deeply rooted in the pursuit of a good life governed by reason and virtue, advises us to focus more on actions than words. It suggests that by keeping our goals to ourselves, we shield our journey from the noise of other people's expectations and premature judgments. This doesn't just help us stay on track, but also preserves our inner peace amidst the chaos of outside opinions. Consider this. When you announce your goals, you inevitably open yourself up to scrutiny and possibly even negativity, which can dilute your focus and question your resolve. Have you ever shared a personal goal only to find yourself bogged down by everyone's opinions on how it should be done? Stoicism offers a powerful counteraction to this: privacy. This privacy fosters an environment where you can contemplate your path and pivot as necessary, without the added pressure of living up to public expectation. Moreover, in keeping our aspirations confidential, we embody the Stoic virtues of wisdom, discipline, and persistence. It allows for a purer form of motivation, one that is driven by self-approval rather than external validation. It challenges us to define success on our own terms and find fulfillment in the incremental progress we make every day. Now, think about Sarah, a young entrepreneur who decided to start a sustainable clothing brand. Instead of broadcasting her plans immediately, she chose to work silently, refining her designs, understanding sustainable materials, and building connections. By the time the world knew about her brand, it was already well established and resilient against criticism. Her story exemplifies how working quietly towards a goal can build a strong foundation that public scrutiny often undermines. This method does more than just keep distractions at bay. It nurtures mental and emotional resilience. By not seeking external validation, we allow ourselves to be more experimental and less fearful of failure. Isn't it liberating to think that you can pursue something purely for the satisfaction it brings you, rather than the accolades it might fetch? In a society that equates visibility with success, Stoicism boldly claims that the real value lies in the journey itself, the hurdles we overcome, the virtues we cultivate, and the insights we gain. This approach doesn't just safeguard our mental health, but also strengthens our resolve to achieve what truly matters to us. So, as you contemplate your next goal, ask yourself, could keeping it under wraps enhance your focus and fortitude? Are you prepared to embrace the Stoic way of silent perseverance, to discover true, enduring fulfillment in the quiet triumph of your personal endeavors? By embracing the Stoic practice of privacy, we find the clarity and fortitude necessary to achieve lasting satisfaction, reminding us that sometimes the most profound successes are the ones that don't need to be seen to be felt. Through this philosophy, we learn to measure success not by the applause we receive, but by the alignment of our actions with our deepest values and the tranquility that follows. This is the heart of Stoic wisdom, finding joy and contentment in our own terms, shielded from the fleeting trends of society. Number 5. The times when you feel most vulnerable. Stoicism, a philosophy celebrated for its emphasis on inner strength and self-mastery, teaches us the profound value of facing our vulnerabilities. Great Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus understood that our most challenging moments are gateways to personal development and deeper self-understanding. When we encounter these vulnerable periods, we are faced with our truest selves, stripped of pretense and societal masks. These are deeply personal experiences that sculpt our identity and how we tackle life's obstacles. The Stoics believed that such times, though fraught with emotional exposure, should remain private. This isn't because they signify weakness, rather, the introspection and growth they foster are intensely personal journeys. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Holding these moments close allows us the space to process our feelings and experiences away from external judgments or influences. It's in solitude that we can best engage in the deep reflection necessary for self-discovery. Here, we confront our fears, challenge our beliefs, and ultimately discover strength in our capacity to prevail over adversity. This is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, the mastery of oneself through controlled thought and disciplined emotion. Adhering to Stoic principles means focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, feelings, and actions. By managing our vulnerabilities privately, we learn to depend on ourselves rather than seeking a validation or sympathy from others. This approach doesn't diminish the value of support from others, but emphasizes that the core journey of recognizing and overcoming our personal challenges is fundamentally a solitary one. In these quiet moments of self-confrontation, we embody the Stoic virtues of courage and wisdom. Imagine practicing Stoic ideals like tranquility and bravery during these private times. How might this preparation empower you to face the world with greater strength and clarity. Stoicism teaches us that keeping periods of vulnerability private acknowledges the deeply personal nature of growth and self-improvement. We are encouraged to view our flaws not as failures but as opportunities to enhance our understanding of ourselves and to mature spiritually and emotionally. By embracing our weaknesses in solitude, we demonstrate Stoic virtues of courage, wisdom, and self-reliance. Such practices not only forge a robust and virtuous character, but also ensure that our path to self-mastery remains genuine and unaffected by external pressures. Alone with our vulnerabilities, we uncover the resilience and wisdom to lead a life grounded in Stoic principles, a life of virtue and personal excellence. Now let me ask you, how do you confront your own moments of vulnerability? Do you find strength in solitude, or are there moments when sharing with others has brought you unexpected insights? Reflect on these questions as we consider the value of privacy in personal growth and the pursuit of Stoicism. Number 6. How much money you have. In a society where financial prowess often takes the spotlight, it's refreshing to consider the Stoic perspective, which emphasizes virtues like wisdom and contentment over mere accumulation of wealth. The esteemed Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Wealth is the slave of a wise man, the master of a fool." This principle serves as a cornerstone for the idea that the intimate details of one's financial status, whether opulent, indebted, or modest, ought to remain private. Such discretion fosters modesty, curtails the often unproductive habit of comparison, and focuses on what truly enriches us: personal growth and ethical living. Indeed, Stoic wisdom instructs us to concentrate on elements within our control: our actions, reactions, and moral choices. By keeping our financial standing under wraps, we align ourselves with the Stoic ethos of simplicity and satisfaction with our lot. This practice nurtures gratitude for what we have, irrespective of others' fortunes, thereby encouraging a life where happiness stems not from monetary abundance, but from the quality of our relationships and our commitment to virtue and wisdom. Moreover, maintaining privacy regarding wealth ensures that our interactions are not clouded by prejudice or assumptions based on financial capacity. This paves the way for relationships built on deeper, more genuine connections that are rooted in mutual respect and shared values. In our modern era, dominated by the chase for material gain, this Stoic advice is profoundly relevant. It reminds us that a person's true value lies not in their bank account, but in their character and virtues. By prioritizing discretion about our finances, we embrace a lifestyle that values personal growth, contribution to others' well-being, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. This perspective aligns perfectly with the Stoic belief that real wealth is measured by the quality of our lives and our relationships, not by the quantity of possessions we accumulate. In essence, embracing this Stoic practice of financial confidentiality isn't just about privacy. It's a strategic choice that enhances our focus on what is genuinely important, thereby enriching our lives and those around us. This timeless wisdom, though ancient, is incredibly pertinent today, guiding us to a more fulfilling, virtue-driven existence that transcends the superficial allure of wealth. Number 7. Your complaints and anger. In the realm of Stoic philosophy, the seventh vital secret to keep is your grievances and bursts of anger. Stoicism, with its core tenets of reason, emotional resilience, and the pursuit of virtue, teaches us to examine our personal complaints through a lens of introspection and control. Great Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus consistently emphasize the significance of mastering negative emotions by fostering understanding, offering forgiveness, and recognizing that our reactions to life's trials are the true arbiters of our distress, not the events themselves. Consider this. When you choose to keep your frustrations and anger private, you're not just avoiding unnecessary drama, you're engaging in a profound exercise of personal growth and tranquility. These sages advise that airing grievances publicly often exacerbates issues and shifts focus away from essential personal development. The Stoic approach is to concentrate on elements within our control, urging us to internalize our disputes and master our emotional responses. Imagine you're at work and a project doesn't go your way. Instead of voicing every perceived slight or unfairness, you reflect internally. What's the real issue at hand? How can you resolve this constructively? By opting for this introspective route, you not only maintain your peace, but also cultivate forgiveness and emotional maturity. Stoics argue that true virtue is demonstrated not through words but through resilience and grace under pressure, qualities that are best nurtured in the quiet of our minds. The benefits of this practice extend beyond personal tranquility. By modeling such behavior, we can influence those around us to reconsider their own reactions. Stoic wisdom teaches us the profound impact of internal problem-solving and the strength we have over our responses to external circumstances. As we embrace this practice, we are challenged to rise above trivial conflicts and emotional disturbances, focusing instead on our personal growth and peaceful existence. Now, let me ask you, how might your day change if you chose to keep your complaints to yourself and worked through your anger quietly? Imagine harnessing this Stoic strength daily. How would it transform your relationships, your work, your sense of peace? By adopting this principle, we cultivate resilience, forgiveness, and emotional intelligence, which not only enhance our mental health, but also help us live more harmoniously with the world. In embracing the solitude of our reflections, we discover the power to discard negativity and advance with elegance and wisdom. Let's carry forward the lessons from Stoic philosophy into our daily lives, aiming to improve not just ourselves but also the environments we inhabit. By mastering our emotions and reactions, we not only live better lives but also inspire those around us to do the same. Practitioner, your acts of kindness and charity. In the philosophy of Stoicism, virtue stands as a reward in itself, a concept passionately advocated by prominent Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. They teach us that acts of kindness and charity should not be stages for self-promotion, but rather avenues to practice virtue, quietly and genuinely. Consider this. When you perform a good deed or extend a hand of charity, do you do so for the applause or for the intrinsic satisfaction of helping others? Stoicism instructs us to lean towards humility and maintain the purity of our intentions, ensuring that our actions stem from authentic compassion, rather than a desire for public acclaim or social validation. But why should we keep such deeds secret? By not seeking external recognition, we safeguard the sanctity of our intentions and affirm that true goodness and character are measured by actions, not accolades. This resonates with what Seneca once said. A gift consists not in what is done or given, but in the intention of the giver or doer. This practice of discretion not only aligns with Stoic principles but also enriches our inner life. It cultivates a personal fulfillment and peace, knowing that the value of our actions lies in their sincerity and not in their public acknowledgement. Moreover, this practice of private benevolence is a powerful tool for character building. It deepens our understanding of virtues like generosity and temperance and allows us to cultivate an inner wealth that is not tethered to societal rewards or fleeting external satisfactions. In the quiet solitude of our anonymous giving, we connect more profoundly with the Stoic ideal of living a life of virtue for its own sake, independent of external validation. Reflect on this. When was the last time you helped someone not because you had to, but because you genuinely wanted to? How did it make you feel? This introspection is vital, as it brings us closer to achieving true Stoic peace, an unshakable serenity that comes from knowing we live virtuously, regardless of whether anyone else knows it. By embracing this approach, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute to a more virtuous society, one quiet act of kindness at a time. Remember, in the realm of Stoic practice, the quiet fulfillment of doing good is the greatest reward of all. Cultivate, your deepest fears. In the Stoic pursuit of personal growth and resilience, one must navigate the turbulent waters of their deepest fears with both courage and rationality. Stoicism, as espoused by Marcus Aurelius and other philosophical luminaries, teaches that fear is not only a natural human emotion but also a crucible for the forging of virtue and character. It is within this introspective confrontation that we find our true strength. Keep your fears to yourself, but share your courage with others, and so wisely stated by Robert Louis Stevenson, encapsulates the Stoic belief in the private handling of our fears. Sharing our deepest anxieties can sometimes create a chink in our armor, exposing us to external judgments or misconceptions that do not aid in overcoming these fears. Instead, Stoicism advocates for a dignified approach to fear management, encouraging individuals to engage in private reflection, journaling, and rational analysis. This methodical practice not only mitigates the impact of our fears, but also builds a foundation of resilience and inner courage. The Stoic methodology emphasizes fortitude and self-governance, aligning our actions with the virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. By confronting our fears in solitude, we cultivate a fortified emotional and psychological stance that prepares us to face the trials of life. This approach ensures that when we do choose to share, it is our strength and courage that we reveal, not our vulnerabilities. In modern life, where the pressure to share every thought and feeling is amplified by social media and cultural expectations, the Stoic practice of selective sharing becomes even more pertinent. As we navigate our daily challenges, whether in personal relationships, professional endeavors, or the quiet moments of self-reflection, it is beneficial to remember that not every inner turmoil needs to be aired publicly. By keeping our deepest fears to ourselves, we allow our inner compass to guide us through them, applying Stoic wisdom to emerge stronger and more composed. This Stoic approach to handling fears is not only about self-preservation, but also about empowering oneself to manage life's inevitable ups and downs with grace. As you move forward, remember the words of Seneca: "He who is brave is free." It is in your moments of fear that your courage is tested and your freedom is earned. This philosophy, ancient yet timeless, provides a beacon for all who seek to live a life of purpose and tranquility amidst the storm. Act 10. Your personal rituals and practices. In the realm of Stoicism, there are practices and rituals that serve as the backbone of our philosophical journey. Tools like morning reflections, evening reviews, or meditations on mortality. These are not just routine tasks. They are deeply personal endeavors that carve the contours of our philosophical outlook and fortify our commitment to living a Stoic life. Each ritual is uniquely tailored to meet our individual needs and beliefs, designed to establish a direct personal connection with the profound teachings of Stoicism. Consider why it might be essential to keep such practices to yourself. In maintaining the privacy of these rituals, you are not merely concealing activities, but you are honoring their personal significance and safeguarding the sanctity of your philosophical pursuits. This avoidance of public display helps preserve the purity of your intent, free from the diluting effects of external scrutiny or validation. It's about focusing solely on the essence of what Stoicism teaches us: self-improvement and virtuous living without distractions. The private nature of these rituals isn't about secrecy, but about protecting their effectiveness as transformative tools. They serve as daily personal reminders of our dedication to Stoic principles, enabling us to develop discipline, mindfulness, and inner peace. These practices are meant to be introspective, helping us navigate the complexities of modern life with serenity and resilience. Let's bring this concept to life with a story from today's world. Imagine a young professional named Alex, who, after discovering Stoicism, begins to integrate morning reflections into his daily routine. He keeps this practice private, using the quiet morning hours to contemplate his goals, align his actions with his values, and prepare mentally for the day ahead. By keeping this ritual to himself, Alex finds that his focus on personal growth is undisturbed by the opinions or judgments of others, allowing him to progress in his career and personal life with a steady, undistracted pace. Now, ask yourself, what personal rituals do you engage in that align with your values and how might keeping them private enhance their power in your life? Reflect on this thought. In closing, embracing Stoicism through private rituals is not about isolation, but about creating a sacred space for growth that is untouched by the external world. It encourages us to look inward, fostering personal development and virtue in a way that is quietly revolutionary. By keeping certain aspects of your Stoic practice just for yourself, you protect and nurture the potency of your path to personal transformation, making every step forward a testament to the enduring wisdom of ancient philosophy applied in the hustle of modern life. As we conclude today's exploration into the 10 things that should remain private, remember that guarding these aspects of your life isn't about concealment, but about cherishing the sacred spaces within that foster growth, wisdom, and resilience. Let these pillars of privacy help you cultivate a garden of tranquility in your soul, where virtue thrives and peace abides, even amidst the hustle and bustle of everyday life. If you found value in today's discussion and wish to deepen your understanding of Stoic principles, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Stoic in Your Life. Also, click the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming videos, designed to help you navigate life's challenges with Stoic grace and wisdom. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, keep seeking the quiet strength within. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself and your way of thinking." Imagine that the secret to a meaningful and contented life isn't something external that you need to chase. It's something within you, waiting to be harnessed. Stoicism teaches us that true contentment doesn't come from worldly praise or material success, but from embracing virtues like temperance, courage, wisdom, and justice. Today we strip back the layers of societal expectations and our own doubts, revealing the Stoic principles that can radically alter our perception of the world and our place within it. Join us on this profound journey as we not only aim to better ourselves, but to rediscover our intrinsic value and learn to live aligned with our deepest convictions. If you seek personal freedom, resilience, and true fulfillment, you are in the perfect place. Let's delve into the Stoic way to transform your life in just 3 hours. Sign 1. Putting up with less than you deserve. Have you ever caught yourself settling for less than you deserve? Think about it. How many times have we remained in draining jobs, unfulfilling relationships, or shelved our dreams out of fear? Often we convince ourselves that this is the best life has to offer. But why do we sell ourselves short? Is it due to fear? Or perhaps the allure of comfort? It might be a blend of both. Stoicism, a beacon of wisdom from ancient Greece, imparts a crucial lesson on self-worth. It teaches us that our true value isn't influenced by external circumstances, whether you find yourself in a palace or a prison. Stoicism elucidates that our uniqueness stems not from our surroundings but from our responses to them. This philosophy empowers us to understand that while we can't control every aspect of our lives, we hold absolute power over our thoughts, emotions, and actions. When we accept less than what we deserve, are we not implicitly permitting others to dictate our value? Stoicism prompts a bold reevaluation of this acceptance. It challenges us to reflect. Does this situation reflect my true values? Am I responding in a manner that showcases my worth? If the answer is no, Stoicism doesn't leave us in despair. Instead, it equips us with a potent reminder. You possess the power to shift your perception, choose your reaction, and thereby transform your reality. Hold on to this Stoic insight whenever you find yourself tempted to settle for mediocrity. Your identity is not defined by your job title, your relationship status, or your bank account balance. Remind yourself that your worth is determined by how steadfastly you adhere to your values and consistently act with courage, wisdom, and integrity, regardless of the circumstances. Instead of blaming ourselves for our predicaments, we should arm ourselves with the tools to recognize and seize control over what we can alter. Imagine a modern scenario. Sarah, a project manager, feels undervalued and overworked but fears seeking better opportunities. Encouraged by Stoic principles, she realizes her worth isn't tied to her current job. She decides to align her career with her values, pursuing a role that respects her contributions and facilitates growth. This change doesn't just improve Sarah's work situation, it enhances her overall quality of life, proving the practical power of Stoic practices. By choosing not to settle, we don't act from a place of arrogance but from a profound recognition of our inherent value. The strength and resilience we cultivate from understanding our worth are our greatest allies in confronting life's challenges. This is the essence of living as a Stoic. It's not merely about surviving, but about thriving. Next time you face a challenging situation, ask yourself, am I living true to my values? Let this question guide you to make choices that reflect your true worth. Remember, every decision is a chance to live up to the ideals of courage, wisdom, and integrity. Let's embrace these Stoic virtues and lead lives, not of complacency, but of fulfillment and proactive growth. Sign 2. Playing down your accomplishments. Have you ever stopped to truly acknowledge your own accomplishments, or do you often brush them off as mere luck or the inevitable result of circumstances? Imagine reflecting on your latest achievement, whether that was getting a new job, resolving a difficult problem, or even organizing a chaotic space at home. Each of these scenarios requires more than just action. They demand virtues like discipline, bravery, and wisdom, key elements of Stoic philosophy. In Stoicism, virtues such as temperance, courage, wisdom, and fairness aren't just lofty ideals. They are practical tools that guide us toward successful outcomes. When you downplay your successes, you're not just being modest. You're potentially ignoring the profound personal growth and ethical commitment that your achievements represent. This might include the bravery it took to step out of your comfort zone, the wisdom to navigate complex situations, or the discipline to follow through on a mundane yet necessary task. But why do we tend to minimize these moments, and how can we shift that perspective? Consider the wise words of Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher who once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." This implies that our perceptions and attitudes can deeply influence our sense of self and our interactions with the world. Reflecting honestly on your achievements allows you to see the true extent of your virtues and reinforces your commitment to them. This isn't about inflating your ego. Rather, it's about giving yourself credit where credit is due and understanding the significant role your actions and decisions play in your accomplishments. Now, think about something you've recently achieved. It doesn't matter how small or big it may seem. What did you do to reach that goal? Perhaps you demonstrated remarkable discipline, ventured out of your comfort zone, or applied your wisdom to solve a problem. Take a moment to truly acknowledge these efforts. What virtues did you employ? How did they impact the outcome? This practice isn't just about self-congratulation, it's intended to offer a clear-eyed view of your character and your capabilities. It challenges you to reject false modesty and instead embrace a genuine appreciation of your strengths and skills. This Stoic exercise not only transforms how we view our own successes, but also how we perceive ourselves. Now, I'd like you to ponder this. How might changing the way you acknowledge your achievements influence your self-esteem and personal growth? Engaging in this reflection is not just about recognizing what you've done, it's about understanding who you are and who you can become. Embracing your accomplishments through a Stoic lens is not just about pride, it's about growth, humility, and the honest acknowledgement of your own hard work and virtues. In the flow of life's challenges and opportunities, it's essential to pause and reflect on our paths. Such introspection is not merely an exercise in thought, but a form of honoring the discipline and persistence that propel us forward. This approach aligns closely with the Stoic practice of self-examination, ensuring that we live in harmony with our values and ideals. As you continue on your journey, remember to hold your accomplishments in high regard, not as symbols of pride, but as milestones of personal virtue and growth. How will you honor your next success? Sign 3. Putting the needs of others ahead of your own. In the bustling whirlwind of daily life, it's all too easy to play the hero, endlessly putting others before yourself. Whether that means clocking extra hours at the office to assist a colleague, sacrificing your morning jog to whip up breakfast for the family, or shelving your personal ambitions to boost someone else's dreams. While these acts of kindness might seem noble or even heroic, there's an underlying risk. Perpetual self-sacrifice can lead to exhaustion, resentment, and a profound loss of self-identity. Imagine persistently attempting to pour from an empty pitcher. Inevitably, you'll find it's bone dry. Contrary to popular belief, Stoicism doesn't advocate for a life devoid of personal regard in favor of societal good. Rather, it emphasizes a balanced approach, being virtuous and contributing positively to society while also recognizing the imperative of self-care. Marcus Aurelius, a quintessential Stoic philosopher, once remarked, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." This encapsulates the Stoic belief that our control lies predominantly over our own thoughts, actions, and self-maintenance, rather than the direct well-being of others. By nurturing our own health and peace, we equip ourselves to be more patient, understanding, and genuinely supportive of those around us. But how can we strike this delicate balance between altruism and personal health? The first step is acknowledging that self-care is not a luxury or a selfish indulgence, but a fundamental necessity. This might mean carving out time for exercise, engaging in meditation, delving into a good book, or simply relishing a few moments of solitude. Establishing boundaries and learning to decline. Requests that overextend us are not acts of selfishness but strategies to maintain our well-being, so we can be present and supportive when it truly matters. Now consider this. What personal wellness commitment could you make this week? Perhaps dedicating time to a long-neglected hobby, committing to daily walks, or setting a strict cutoff time for work each day. Whatever you choose, remember that these acts of self-care are not just for you. They are also commitments to those you care for, ensuring that when you do extend a helping hand, you are at your best, both for yourself and for them. In today's fast-paced world, the wisdom of Stoicism provides not just a shield but a guiding light. It teaches us to treasure and protect our own well-being with the same vigor we use to care for others. For in nurturing our own spirit and health, we find the strength to support and uplift those around us, drawing from a wellspring of vitality that is both deep and clear. Sign 4. It's hard for you to accept compliments. Accepting compliments gracefully can often be surprisingly challenging, don't you think? Stoicism, a profound ancient philosophy, illuminates why we might struggle with this and how we can shift our perspective for personal growth. Let me walk you through a modern story that might resonate with you. Picture Sarah, a dedicated software developer who consistently stays late to ensure her code is perfect. Despite her hard work, when her team praises her, she brushes it off, unable to accept their compliments. Why does Sarah, like many of us, find this so difficult? Stoicism teaches us the importance of viewing ourselves with an open mind, assessing our strengths and weaknesses honestly and without ego. Often, our discomfort with compliments stems from a distorted self-image. Maybe we're overly focused on our flaws. Or perhaps we've been conditioned to believe acknowledging our strengths is a sign of arrogance. But here's a Stoic insight to consider. Humility isn't about denying our capabilities, it's about recognizing them in a realistic and grounded manner. It's about seeing ourselves clearly, free from the distortions of ego or insecurity. Think about it. When someone offers us praise, they're usually recognizing something genuine and admirable. By dismissing their compliments, we miss a valuable opportunity to see ourselves through another's eyes, gaining insights into how we positively impact those around us. How then can we become better at accepting compliments? The first step is changing our mindset. Imagine praise as a mirror, reflecting your good qualities and the effort you've put forth. Rather than shunning this reflection, take a moment to absorb what has been said. Practice with a simple, "Thank you," Avoid downplaying or ignoring the praise. Instead, acknowledge and appreciate the recognition of your efforts and attributes. Moreover, Stoicism encourages us to use these moments for deeper reflection. Ask yourself, what actions did I take to earn this praise? How do these actions display my virtues and dedication? This isn't about boosting your ego, it's about acknowledging and embracing the aspects of your character that enable you to achieve and contribute positively. Returning to Sarah after she started viewing compliments as affirmations rather than threats, she began to appreciate her own worth and contributions more fully. This shift not only boosted her self-esteem, but also improved her relationships with her colleagues, who felt their recognition was valued and accepted. Why not give it a try? Next time you receive a compliment, pause and reflect. Consider the truth in the praise and what it indicates about your strengths. This practice can transform how you view yourself and interact with others, leading to greater self-awareness and a more profound appreciation of your role in the world. By embracing this Stoic approach, you can learn to accept compliments with grace, using them as tools for personal growth and a deeper understanding of your true self. This change in perception is not just about feeling better, it's about a more profound realization of your potential to make a difference. Sign 5. Not wanting to make a choice when you are faced with a decision. Imagine you're at a crossroads in life, each path offering different promises and perils. Have you ever found yourself frozen, unable to choose a direction? This hesitation isn't merely indecision, it's a profound lack of self-trust that paralyzes you, akin to standing on the edge of a high dive, peering into the waters below, knowing we must jump but unable to make the leap. Here, Stoicism illuminates our path, offering wisdom and a reassurance that the act of deciding is more critical than the outcomes that follow. Stoicism empowers us to focus on the decision-making process itself, emphasizing that our control lies not in the results but in our actions and attitudes. Control what you can, endure what you must. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once advised, this means aligning our choices with our core values, acting with integrity, and accepting life's outcomes, whatever they may be, as part of the natural order of things. What then holds us back from making those choices? Often it's the fear of making a wrong decision, one that might lead to perceived failure or error. Yet, Stoicism challenges us to redefine failure. Instead of seeing unfavorable outcomes as failures, view them as opportunities for growth and learning. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way, Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor, reminds us. This mindset shifts our perspective, encouraging us to approach decisions with courage and confidence, knowing that every result teaches us something valuable. But how do we cultivate this trust in ourselves? How do we improve our decision-making skills? It begins with embracing wisdom and reason. Before deciding, give yourself the space to reflect. Does this choice align with my values? Am I acting with integrity? By grounding our decisions in our deepest values and rational thought, we ensure that, regardless of the outcome, we acted with the best intentions and knowledge available at that time. Stoicism isn't just about accepting the results we receive, it's also about learning from them. Every result, desired or not, holds a lesson. This learning process builds our self-confidence, enabling us to navigate life's turbulent waters with resilience. It teaches us that through reflection, we can enhance our understanding, refine our judgments, and continue to make choices that reflect our principles. Now, as you ponder these thoughts, I invite you to reflect. What choices are you hesitating to make today, and what values are important to you in this decision? How can embracing a Stoic mindset transform your approach to the uncertainties and decisions in your life? Engage with these questions, share your thoughts, and let's explore together how we can apply Stoic wisdom to not just make decisions, but make them wisely and confidently, embracing whatever lessons they may bring. Sign 6. Critiquing yourself too much. In the bustling currents of modern life, where the pursuit of perfection often clouds our better judgment, the ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a beacon of wisdom that can guide us to a more serene and productive existence. Stoicism teaches us the art of smart decision-making, especially when it comes to the management of our own minds. It draws an analogy between self-criticism and navigating a ship without heeding the winds and tides. It's a misguided focus that can lead us astray. According to the Stoic thinkers, striving for perfection is a Sisyphean task, an unattainable ideal that diverts us from the truly attainable goal of continuous improvement. Progress is not achieved by luck or accident, but by working on yourself daily. Epictetus reminds us, this pursuit of progress rather than perfection nurtures our growth and hones our resilience. Why, then, do we often find ourselves caught in a maelstrom of self-criticism? Typically, it's because we set standards for ourselves that are not only unreasonable, but often unachievable. Standards we would deem unfair if applied to others. This habitual self-flagellation overlooks a fundamental human truth. To err is human. We are all flawed, we all stumble, but crucially, we are all capable of learning from our missteps and evolving. Stoicism doesn't just recognize these imperfections. It teaches us to embrace them with self-compassion, encouraging us to treat ourselves with the kindness, understanding, and forgiveness we would offer to a close friend. Self-compassion, from a Stoic viewpoint, involves acknowledging that setbacks are not indicators of personal failure, but rather part of the universal human experience. It's about recognizing that these obstacles are not reflections of our core selves, but are instead opportunities for personal development and learning. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This powerful statement underlines the Stoic belief in focusing on our internal responses rather than external events which we often cannot control. By adopting this mindset, we can transform our approach to life's challenges, viewing them as catalysts for growth rather than insurmountable barriers. Incorporating these Stoic principles into our daily lives invites us to redefine our interactions with ourselves and the world around us. It urges us to shift our focus from a futile quest for perfection to a more fulfilling pursuit of continual improvement. This shift not only alleviates the pressure of self-criticism, but also enhances our capacity to thrive in other areas of life, be it personal relationships, professional endeavors, or personal well-being. To the men aged 30 to 65 who are stepping into the realm of Stoicism through this exploration, consider this your invitation to transform your life in just 3 hours. By understanding and applying the tenets of self-compassion and progress-focused thinking, you are setting sail on a voyage that promises not just smoother seas, but a clearer path towards a life marked by resilience, satisfaction, and profound personal growth. Let us then cast off the shackles of perfection, and like the Stoic sages before us, embark on a journey of endless improvement and lasting peace. As we close today's journey of transformation, remember that the path of Stoicism is not just about understanding, it's about action. If today's insights have inspired you, please consider liking and sharing this video to help spread the wisdom of Stoicism further. Don't forget to subscribe to Stoic in Your Life and turn on notifications, ensuring you never miss out on our upcoming explorations into how Stoicism can enhance every aspect of your life. Thank you for spending these 3 hours with us, and until next time, continue to foster resilience and serenity in your daily endeavors.